Good afternoon. Welcome to O'Gorman High School, the site of a boys and girls basketball doubleheader this Saturday afternoon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, featuring the Yankton Gazelles and the Yankton Bucks versus the O'Gorman Knights. The girls matchup, varsity-wise, will be getting going in about 10 minutes here at O'Gorman High School, followed by the boys matchup starting probably around the 2 o'clock time frame this afternoon. I'm Brett Byler. I'm with the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. You can watch the stream of today's game on Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube page. I'll be joined by Isaac Struck shortly for both these matchups between O'Gorman and Yankton. On the year, the O'Gorman Lady Knights are 4-2. They're 1-0 at home this season. They had their first home game, which we actually called this past Tuesday night at O'Gorman, where they defeated Watertown they beat it Brookings in that ball game. That was a makeup game. That final score was 63-30. So the Lady Knights coming off a week where they opened the week with a loss Monday night at Washington, 42-33, and then played the very next day, beating Brookings 63-30. The Knights looking for their 5th win of the season. They'll have a busy week next week as well. They'll be at Aberdeen Central Tuesday night, January 17th. Aberdeen struggling a little bit on the year, 1-5. And then they'll host Sioux Falls Lincoln, which is always a fun matchup here on Thursday night at 7. The Patriots are 4-4 on the season. And then they'll round out next week on Saturday afternoon at Sioux Falls Roosevelt, which will be a doubleheader with the boys. Coach Bradfield's Rough Riders still looking for their first win of the season at 0-7. So the Lady Knights, if you haven't seen them play much this year, this was our first time seeing them Tuesday night, led by Molly Abdouche. She had a big game, 22 points, a game high against Brookings. She's averaging about 16 on the season. She returns as a starter from last year's state title team, along with Kira Metley down in the post. Kira's had a really good year as well, about 10 points, 6-7 rebounds, shooting a high percentage. Joining the starting lineup by Claire Benson, Peyton Peterson, and Lucy Moore. Lucy was the one who got probably the most playing time out of the new starters this year. On last year's team, she was kind of the 6th person, first one off the bench, so to speak. So she and Peyton Peterson, along with Molly Abdouche, brings a lot of speed to this O'Gorman lineup and athleticism in the starting 5. So O'Gorman will like to get the rebound, they'll like to get out and run the ball as well. One of the issues, talking to Coach Colesrud Tuesday night, was turnovers through the first part of the season, which they cut back against Brookings. They were averaging about 20 a game, so they did a better job with that and offensive rebounds, which in the past has not been an issue for them with the size they've had. This team is not quite as tall, I would say, as previous O'Gorman teams we've covered. This is our 9th season covering O'Gorman girls basketball. So Lady Knights against the Gazelles today. These two teams faced off twice actually last year, with O'Gorman beating Yankton in the Sodak 16 in the girls to get the state last year, 50-25. And then O'Gorman also beat Yankton up in Yankton January 15th, about the same time last year, 68-33. The Yankton Gazelles on the season, kind of a rough start for Coach Trey Creer, O'Gorman Grad's team. 0-6 on the season, 0-2 on the road. They're coming off a 57-37 loss at home to Watertown last night. So they played last night as well, so we'll see if they have any tired legs. Kind of struggling scoring, only averaging about 30 points a game on the season, allowing about 50. So a team that, trying to still look on getting on track this year in the young season. We'll be seeing the Gazelles, obviously, for the first time tonight as well. So that girls game coming up in about 4 minutes, followed by the boys matchup against a 3-1 Yankton boys team, out to a good start this season. And then the O'Gorman boys and Coach Derek Roby are 3-4 on the season. Gonna bring in my partner tonight, Isaac Struck, who just came up from watching a girls sophomore game. Is that correct, Isaac?
That would be correct. Nice barn burner over there, and then Yankton started to pull away right at the end of that one. I think they were up by about 8 points with a minute left when I came up here. So Yankton sophomore girls going to get a win over the O'Gorman sophomore girls, but a good game over in the rec center.
And you missed a good game here at the O'Gorman Gymnasium for the boys sophomores. O'Gorman boys beat Yankton 52-50. Yankton actually had a three-pointer. Isaac O'Gorman was up 2. They missed a free throw down here. Yankton had a chance to win, got a good look at a 3, and just overshot it at the buzzer. So the boys sophomores won. Was looking on Twitter on both the girls and boys pages. I didn't see any other sub-varsity updates on scores. Did you?
I have not seen any. I think that the JV boys won. I'd have to check here,
Okay.
but
well, I can run through the schedule for other varsity games going on in the state of South Dakota in AA basketball. Right now for boys and girls basketball, it's a big game or big day of games. So let's just do in the girls. So Douglas will be hosting Brandon Valley at 1 o'clock, and then Spearfish is hosting Harrisburg at 1:30 Mountain Time up in Spearfish. Aberdeen Central girls are going to be hosting T Area at 3. Rapid City Christian is hosting Campbell County, Wyoming. Sioux Falls Christian will be hosting Watertown. Rapid City Central girls will be hosting Thunder Basin. So sometimes you see those Rapid teams play those Wyoming teams. Now we'll do the boys docket for today. O'Gorman Yankton, like we said, they'll follow this game around 2 o'clock. Sioux Falls Lincoln Isaac will be hosting the Roosevelt boys at 2:30. That should be a fun one. That's over at Lincoln High School. T Area boys will be hosting Aberdeen Central. Douglas boys hosting Brandon Valley. Spearfish hosting Harrisburg. So those 2 games up in West River are double headers. And then the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers will be hosting the Watertown boys at 5. And then Rapid City Central against Thunder Basin, Wyoming. So going through all the matchups today in girls and boys basketball, Isaac, the one that sticks out to me is that Roosevelt Lincoln boys game at 2:30 at Lincoln.
yeah, that should be a really fun game. 2 Sioux Falls teams, obviously, off to pretty good starts in the year. At Sioux Falls Lincoln, obviously, they're coming off of a win. Lincoln is last night against Huron, so looking to get after it again this afternoon against a cross-town rival and a big game. Those 2 teams, obviously, always looking forward to playing each other. So that one should be a fun environment over at Lincoln High School.
And then just looking ahead for next week quick, it'll be Tuesday night. We'll have the boys here against Aberdeen Central. The girls will be up in Aberdeen Central. Then Thursday night, we'll have the girls here against Lincoln. Friday night, we'll have the boys here against Lincoln. And then Saturday, Roosevelt is hosting O'Gorman at Roosevelt in doubleheader. So we won't be doing those games, but that'll be fun next Saturday if you're not doing anything else to go over to Roosevelt High School and watch that doubleheader.
Yeah, it should be a really good game. I got a score update. That O'Gorman boys JV game, the O'Gorman Knights won 48-37. Ryland Satter led with 13, and Henry Theobald and Austin Terveen both scored 9 points in that one. So the OG boys JV team victorious this afternoon.
All right, we are going to take a quick break. The national anthem will be playing, then we'll do the starting lineups, and we'll get the broadcast underway. O'Gorman girls versus the Yankton Gazelle girls coming up shortly on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube page. We as you remember All right, welcome back to O'Gorman High School. You just heard the national anthem played. Now it's time for the starting lineups for the O'Gorman girls versus the Yankton girls. We'll start with the visitors tonight. Yankton Gazelles at 0-6 on the season, 0-2 on the road. They are going to be starting junior guard Peyton Mosier, a 5'5" junior. Also Claire Tershinsky, another junior guard at 5'5". She'll wear number 10. Number 11 is Bailey LaCroix, 5'6" junior guard, so 3 junior guards. And then also Cameron Koletsky is a 5'10" junior forward. And then Macy Drotzman is a 5'10" junior forward as well. So 5 juniors starting for the Yankton Gazelles, coached by Trey Creer, O'Gorman grad. So now for the O'Gorman Knights, starting tonight will be Peyton Peterson, a 5'7" junior guard, Lucy Moore, a 5'7" junior guard, Molly Abdouche, a 5'8" junior guard, Claire Benson, a 5'10" junior forward, and Kira Mentley, a 6'1" senior center. Knights are coached by Kent Colesrud. Isaac, as we get close to the opening tip-off tonight, what O'Gorman girl tonight do you think might have a pretty good game against Yankton? We got to see them play only once this season, so we don't got a big sample size of watching the girls, but what are you thinking today?
I think that Kira Mentley's going to have a good game today. I think that she'll be able to control the paint a little bit inside, get some second chance opportunities, and I expect her to be kind of a force on the glass, going all over the place, grabbing a lot of old boards, and getting second chance opportunities. Yankton not the biggest team that you'll play against size-wise, and I think that Mentley's going to have an opportunity to take advantage of that.
I like that pick. I'm going to go with Lucy Moore as my pick to click tonight. Pretty cool. You get to see 2 girls sitting front row that were part of the championship team last year for the Lady Knights, and Bergen Riley and Hannah Friedman. So it's always kind of fun to, as a former athlete, I'm sure, Isaac, to go back and watch some of your teammates that you have played with play. Yeah, absolutely. You're always looking forward to those opportunities where you can get back to the gym. And, yeah, pretty cool to see both of those girls out supporting the Lady Knights tonight and this afternoon, I should say, and hopefully they get to experience a win from the crowd this time, unlike in years past. Well, a good start to that with Molly Abdouche hitting kind of a step-back 17-foot jumper. She had 22, a game high against Brookings, and starting off good, and that pass is out of bounds as LaCroix was trying to hit Koletsky right in front of the Yankton bench. So that'll be a big thing for Yankton today. If they want to stay close, they have to be able to avoid all those turnovers. And Abdouche will get a push-off foul that time, as kind of used that forearm to her advantage. The ref called that one. So you see the O'Gorman doing their press. We might have a minute or two, Isaac, kind of describe how against that press as a coach you would attack that. This is now another turnover, and obviously not how Yankton has so far with 2 turnovers on their first 2 possessions. Yeah, not exactly how you draw it up if you're the Yankton Gazelles, but obviously that press from O'Gorman has always been tough for multiple teams year in and year out to have to break. When they get that opportunity on the offensive end again, I'll kind of dive into what Yankton's going to try to look to do against that press and how they're going to be able to get out and run. But usually the best way to attack those presses is the less dribbling you do, the better off you're going to be. So that was a missed 3 by Moore. Knights get it back on the offensive rebound. Abdouche misses a 3. Mentley has it. We have a jump ball between Mentley and Peyton Mosier. Arrow will favor the Gazelles, so they'll have the ball here. Yeah, so you look at that O'Gorman Lady Knights press. It's kind of a token little box zone here. Mentley kind of running around, and then we'll obviously clear out. But it's just a man-to-man press right now. They've run that diamond press in years past, but I think that O'Gorman is just going to take advantage of thinking that they've got some athletes that are going to be able to guard players one-on-one on the defensive end. That was a nice back cut by Cameron Koletsky. The junior gets the basket for the Gazelles to get them on the board, 2-2 in the early going. Here's Mentley down low, drop steps with a left-hand scores. I think on that diamond press, Isaac, having Bergen Riley last year with that athleticism and size right at the top of that is something that's really hard. Was hard last year for teams to have success against. A long, lengthy, and athletic big player that's able to play in the front court and get their active arms out. That's always tough for any team to have to break the press. And obviously this year you don't have that same body type this year on the Lady Knights.
but definitely a team that's still going to get after you and make you work for it and get across that half-court line and try to bleed some of that shot clock.
Here's Koletsky over to Tershinsky. Out to Mosier as the shot clock's running down for 3 is off the mark. Good box out by Kira Mentley. So not a bad possession for Coach Creer. Gets an open 3 at the end of the shot clock. Here is Peterson. Baseline dribble is short. Rebound by Drotzman.
Nice take there by Peterson. A little bit tough in the traffic that she was handling there, but obviously a nice strong move. Just came up a little bit short.
Tershinsky with a nice little jump stop pop basket from about 10 feet away. It's 4-4 in the early going to the Gazelles. Good start here in the first 3 minutes.
Nice high-low pass there from Lucy Moore inside. And that's the matchup that I'm kind of looking forward to, is seeing how well that Mentley can handle that low post area and try to seal off some of the defenders and have an opportunity to finish off the glass. And she's been doing a good job so far. Had that nice turnaround over the right shoulder earlier, and now getting nice sealed position. She'll head to the line for 2.
And Isaac, being a former guard as well, that's not an easy pass sometimes, that entry pass over the top of the defense. And Lucy made a really nice one that time.
Mentley, a 67% free throw shooter on the year, makes her first. And yeah, absolutely. You know, the bigger the target, the better, the easier it is to make that pass. And Mentley did a really good job of getting that hand up high and leading that pass right into the sweet spot. Knocks down both free throws, and the Knights lead 6-4.
So 4 points in early going by the senior Mentley.
And here's that diamond press that we're talking about here. They're going to try to trap, be active on the ball. That might have hit off the Gazelles, and it did. And then Lucy Moore kind of playing that rover spot over the middle near that half-court line where she's just trying to jump any pass and double team before getting across that timeline.
Playing rover a little bit, if you want to do football terms, like a safety back there. And we got a couple of subs coming in for O'Gorman. It's the freshman Terveen and also Okoye coming into the game. Owang Okoye, a 6'2" center, and Terveen, the freshman. So Moore with it, guard it. That time close by LaCroix. Here is Terveen for 3 is short. Lucy Moore is one of those guards that just gets a lot of rebounds, a lot of hustle by her. Here's an open three-pointer. It's good.
So Moore knocks down the three-pointer. I haven't seen a ton of three-point shots from Lucy Moore that have fallen this year. She just got her, let's see here, get the stat check. She's made 9 threes on the year on 33 attempts, make that 10 now. So her 10th three-pointer of the year. And a timeout here from the Yankton Gazelles. It'll be a full timeout. So we'll take a break. You're listening to O'Gorman Lady Knights basketball. Yankton Gazelles Lady Knights here at O'Gorman High School on Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School's YouTube channel.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. The call on that previous play, the turnover on Yankton, was the Tershinsky taking the ball out of bounds, stepped over the line, which you can't do. And Coach Trey Cure, after that, called a timeout. Probably going to talk about the press break. It'll be O'Gorman basketball. Looking forward to this boys game coming up later on. Yankton boys are 3-1 in the season. They start 3 Rikens, so a pretty quick squad.
Yeah, and a team that's been scoring a lot of points, as Mentley's going to get an easy layup off the window for 2. A team that's been scoring a lot of points and doing pretty well all throughout the season. Active team, a tough team to beat. They had a couple of good road wins this year. It'll be an intriguing matchup later this afternoon.
Yeah, they're coming off a big win over Watertown last night as well. Here is Yankton. A little scoop shot is no good that time. Drotzman with a steal. Here's Tershinsky with it. Mosier gets all the way to the basket. Nice defense by Molly Abdouche, swiping that one away.
Yeah, able to get some hands on the ball there of Abdouche as she cut off the drive to the basket, was able to get some hands on that one and force it out of bounds. Nice job of being active on the defensive end early.
Yeah, just being alert. Here is to the 3-point shot, no good by Tereshinski, but when you're playing defense, it's not always about your person you're guarding as well as the help side defense, being alert, understanding what's going on. And Metley, Isaac's pick to click, has 8 points already. Isaac, man, you're on I don't want to pat you on the back, but you were with your football predictions, and now you're just doing pretty good on your picks to click this year. I will say your percentage is very high.
Hey, it's maybe I should go buy a lottery ticket. Maybe that's what I need to do.
You might. Here is the Knights leading 13-4, 3:23 in the first quarter over the Yankton Gazelles. Here is a nice move down low in the second basket by Cameron Koletsky as she went right around Okoye.
Yeah, nice strong finish off the glass there from Koletsky. Showed good poise and control of her body as she was able to finish that one over the outstretched arms of Okoye. Nice finish there for the Gazelles.
Gazelles in a man-to-man defense as Molly Abdouche gets a wide-open three and drills it.
Can't give Molly that much room over on the three-point line or she'll make you pay for it just as she did there.
That was a nice little double screen action for O'Gorman, and no Yankton Gazelles defender helped out the original person guarding Molly, and she was wide open. So Tereshinski will pull it back out, reset the offense. Little high pick and roll action. You see that a lot in the NBA now. So Camilla Kopp will come in for Yankton, a 5'10" senior forward. So I think that's the first sub so far tonight by Yankton. Here's Tereshinski, guarded by Abdouche. She'll shoot the three, a little bit long. LaCroix had it and lost it. Abdouche has it. So you'll notice with O'Gorman, they're going to like to run and play kind of like a track meet style game. Molly with a spin move. Wonderful move, missed a shot at Okoye with the offensive rebound.
Okoye was fouled, so Knights will have it underneath their own basket here out of bounds. Leading 16-6 here in the first quarter as Peyton Peterson checks back in for Lucy Moore.
You're watching the stream. O'Gorman is obviously in their home white tops, white shorts, little blue trim. Yankton all red today with white letters. Here is Schlimgen, who checked in, misses the kind of the close little bunny. Here comes Tereshinski. O'Gorman now in a man-to-man defense. Pretty, as Isaac and I talked about Tuesday night, they play a lot of 2-3 zone. Going man right now. That's a miss by Tereshinski.
I think that the Knights might try to experiment a little bit with the man-to-man defense here as they have some athletes that are able to cover some of those girls out in transition and in the half court. I think that they're going to try to see what they can do with their man-to-man principles and kind of improve and see if that's something that they're going to be able to use later in the year. This is a perfect game to test that out.
Absolutely, 100% agree with you, Isaac. So it'll be Yankton ball, 16-6, 140 left here in the first quarter from O'Gorman High School. LaCroix guarded by Peterson. Good pressure defense by Peyton Peterson. Terveen on the floor, gets it out to Peterson. Great hustle. She'll go in and get the layup. So Terveen with the steal and then the nice little forward pass to Peterson who hits the layup. Another turnover by Yankton, but then O'Gorman turns it back to them. Emma Herbold, a junior, number 24, has checked in for Yankton for the first time tonight as well.
50 seconds here in the end of the first quarter as Tereshinski had that one rattle around and shot goes off the side of the backboard and out of bounds. But Knights are doing a really good job of playing tough defense here, getting hands in the passing lane, causing deflections, and recovering well on the help side defense, which has been a really good start for them on the defensive end.
I thought Okoye might have blocked that one out of bounds, but they're going to give it to O'Gorman. So on the court for O'Gorman is Terveen, Peterson, Lucy Moore, Claire Benson, and Kira Metley. Terveen is coming out now. Yeah, they had 6. I didn't see the. So as we're sitting, it's hard to see underneath the basket. I didn't realize that O'Gorman had another player, which would be 6, which you can't do.
Yeah, believe it or not, you can't have the man advantage here as Schlimgen's 3 from the corner is good.
And that was what you were talking about the other night, Isaac, with Schlimgen had a lot of open threes, kept taking them, and now she hits one right there. I think that's a confidence booster for her making that three. Shot in the corner is an air ball that time by Kopp. And O'Gorman has a chance here in the final seconds to get the last basket. 21-6 with 8 seconds left here in the first quarter. Mentley to Moore with 5. Over to Peterson for 3. Banks it in. So Peyton Peterson banks in a corner 3. I don't know if she called bank, but the bank is open here in Sioux Falls today. It's 24-6 after one quarter. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter between the Knights and the Lady Gazelles of Yankton. All right, welcome back to O'Gorman High School. We got Saturday O'Gorman basketball doubleheader. Brett Byler along with the great Isaac Struck here at O'Gorman High School for the Yankton Gazelles and Yankton Bucks versus the Knights. This first quarter has been all O'Gorman Lady Knights, leading 24-6. We got 15 from both Molly and Kira Mentley. Late three-pointers in that quarter by Karsten Schlimgen, and the last one was by Peyton Peterson, who banked that one in. So at one point, Yankton, it was 4-4 with about 5 minutes left in the quarter. Since that point, O'Gorman went on a 20-2 run in the last 5 minutes to push this lead to 18 as we start the second quarter with Lucy Moore on the back cut with the basket for the Knights. Really good execution here. The two games we've seen, or the game and a quarter we've seen of O'Gorman offensively, getting through their sets, getting the open girl, really nice shot attempts. So good job by O'Gorman after having that tough game at Sioux Falls, Washington last Monday night where they only scored 33 points. Here's Mosier with it. Over to Drotzman, and that is blocked by Kira Mentley. Peterson to Abdush. Her jumper is short, and Kira will get it over the back call.
It's going to be Kira's second foul here in the first half, so you might see her play a little bit here with 2 fouls, but if she picks up that third foul, probably going to come out.
We got a new Yankton Gazelle in the game for the first time. It's number 15, a freshman guard, Kaylor Llewellyn. So Llewellyn, Tershinsky, LaCroix, Koletsky, and Drotzman are your 5-4. Yankton O'Gorman counters with Abdush, Moore, Peterson, Benson, and Mentley. That shot is no good by Llewellyn from 3. Here comes O'Gorman with Peyton Peterson. Peterson all the way. Left-handed shot kind of got blocked. It tipped and almost went over the backboard. Good hustle by both teams on the floor. Loose ball, and
nice pass off the ground there from Lucy Moore into the hands of Peterson.
That's the second one of those, Isaac, here in the last couple of minutes. A loose ball turns into a layup for O'Gorman. This is how Coach Colesrue drew it up. Let's see if Yankton could get a basket or something, and they turn it over as I say that. Kind of a rough stretch for the Gazelles basketball last couple years. They had about the COVID year of 2020, unfortunately for them, and I guess O'Gorman obviously was undefeated that year. Yankton girls would have been in the state tournament that year, and they didn't have it because of COVID, which you kind of, feel bad because for all those teams, boys and girls that could have competed in that tournament.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was kind of one of the last years that Yankton's been in that conversation for the state tournament, and obviously struggling a little bit over the last few years, but as Moore knocks down her second triple of the game, and it's 31-6 here in the second quarter.
Yeah, everything is working well for O'Gorman offensively and defensively. The three-point shot, which is something they've struggled with this season, Isaac, has really been going down tonight so far. Air ball by Koletsky that time.
Yeah, the Knights only shooting 25% from the three-point line as a team this year, but knocking down some early baskets in this one obviously will help boost that percentage, as Abdouche had a nice, easy take to the hole there for two.
And I think in basketball, too, is if you could hit some early jumpers or early threes, boy, does that just carry along, I feel like, the rest of the ball game, too, with the confidence of just not the player who made it, but the team in general. When you make a couple early threes, it seems like it kind of is a very good shooting night going forward. Koletsky, Drotzman had a nice look but missed it.
Knights looking to continue to push the tempo here early on.
So a Coy in the post with Metley. Terveen, nice drive there. Right-handed shot is up and good. So Sydney Terveen is in the score chart, and Coach Trey Kerr is going to call a full timeout as this game has got all the way away from Yankton now at 35-6. We'll take a break as well with the Knights girls basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube page. (35-6) O'Gorman leading the Yankton Gazelles. This is Brett Byler with the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube page, along with Isaac Struck this afternoon. We get to do all the O'Gorman girls and boys basketball home games this year on their YouTube channel. So Isaac and I are really excited about that. We're going to have a busy schedule coming up in the next few weeks, as this stretch of mid-January basketball, Isaac, to about the end of February, is a lot of games for both the boys and girls teams.
Yeah, it should be a good, fun stretch here over the next couple of weeks. Obviously, as like Brett alluded to, only the home games this year on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel, but some good home games on the docket coming up in the next couple of weeks.
So Julia Agert has checked in the game, number 31 for O'Gorman for the first time. Tereshitsky is blocked by Lucy Moore.
Agert had a nice game against the Brookings Bobcats.
Ooh. Over and back that time.
4 for 4 in the last game with 8 points there for Agert, as she accidentally turns it over, tosses it backwards before they cross the half-court line.
And I don't think she realized it, but Molly obviously realized it there too. So Agert, a 5'10 sophomore, pretty athletic, so we'll kind of see what her role, and some of these girls, what their roles will be, say a month from now toward the end of the season. You got some good youth on this team with Terveen and Agert. Lucy Moore. Here is Tereshitsky. Nice little shot.
Finish there.
And she'll get an and one opportunity.
Nice right-handed scoop shot in there for the and one, and she'll head to the free throw line for a +1 here. She's got 4 of the 8 points for the Gazelles. Tershitsky and Koletsky with all 8.
That was the first Yankton basket in a while. Does not get the roll on the free throw. Lucy Moore gets another rebound. Almost carried it. They don't always call that anymore. Here is Terveen out to Schlimgen. Ooh, nice steal that time by Koletsky. Terveen is back. Koletsky's layup is good. 4 straight points for the Gazelles.
Nice finish there off the glass for Koletsky. Was able to jump stop and let Terveen go in front of her before she knocked down that layup.
Yeah, it's almost sometimes you can use the defensive players' momentum against them in that situation where they're running to try to catch you. That jump stop like that, and there's a little push by Mosier as Terveen gets sent into the bleachers. So that will be the 3rd team foul on Yankton. Camilla Kopp is in for Yankton right now. Yankton in a man-to-man defense. Lucy slithering all the way in, but misses a left-handed layup. Rebound by Drotzman.
Nice take there by Moore to get through the basket. Kind of sliced her way in there, but wasn't able to finish off the glass.
Tershinsky, nice little fake short. Rebound by the Knights. She's pretty quick in there. She's been able to get the shot she's wanted. Hasn't hit a lot so far. Agert down low makes the layup.
Agert might have the best shooting percentage on the floor here for the Knights this season. 4 for 4 last week, 2 for 2 today, or 1 for 1 today.
You might jinx her, though, Isaac.
Yeah. Well, if it's just layups that she's going to be getting, they're going to be shooting at a high percentage here.
The old Shaq field goal percentage with a lot of dunks, which layups, obviously. There's a dangerous pass and good recognition by Mosier grabbing that one. 37-10, O'Gorman leading 2:32 in the second quarter. LaCroix needs to do something with it. Here's Tershinsky with 3 seconds. Long three is good. Wow, she hit that one from about Beersford, and Yankton now is down 37-13.
Nice drive by Benson off the window. She's going to be fouled, block called, and she'll have the line for 2.
Steph Curry range outside there. Or for Isaac's team, Marcus Smart range. Here is Benson with a free throw, makes it. Claire had a really nice game on Tuesday night against Brookings. Pretty aggressive, got to the basket, made a couple of jumpers. Gets her first points tonight. Older sister Riley Benson was part of the 2017 state title team for O'Gorman. That free throw is in and out. Rebound by Drotzman. So Tershinsky has 7 of the 13 for Yankton so far. Herbold with it, down low to Drotzman. Jump step, and Kira Metley with the block. Long arms of Metley getting a block there. Here comes Abdush.
Nice take inside. It's tough to defend a player that's able to get off of 2 feet like that, elevate it, and float it in with nice, easy touch on that floater, as Abdush going to be kind of a problem for a lot of defenses so far. It has been a problem this year and will continue to be throughout the season.
There is a steal by Benson over to Peterson on the bad entry pass by Yankton. So 40-13, O'Gorman up by 27. About 1:07 left in the second quarter. Down low is Metley. Ooh, there's a nice athletic rebound by Agert. Molly for 3, got it.
Those are those second chance opportunities that the Lady Knights have to continue to convert on this year. Nice rebound there, athletic rebound like you mentioned by Agert, who then kicked it open to a wide open Abdush again, who had a standstill 3 from just about the same spot as she did the last time and knocked it down again.
Molly has reached a number she wears with 15 points. Here is a 3-point attempt by Mosier from the baseline. It's no good. Tipped around. It will be Drotzman with it. So Llewellyn back to Drotzman. To Mosier. Had some daylight, but then good job by Agert, and now a steal by Peterson. Peterson all the way. Jump stop. Left-handed shot is good.
10 seconds left here in the half.
See what Yankton can figure out here. 5 seconds. Here is Tershinsky. Got to get it up. And cannot. So that will be how the second quarter ends, as the O'Gorman Knights gets a nice little layup by Peterson. It's 45-13. Knights at half, led by 15 points from Molly Abdush. We'll take a break, come back in a little bit to go over the first half, and we'll start the third quarter at O'Gorman High School. Welcome back to O'Gorman High School as we have some little kids, we have some former players, some adults all taking their shots at the three-point line or the free throw line here at halftime. Isaac, my broadcast partner, he just doesn't want to show off, else he'd go out there and drill about 3 threes in a row right, Isaac?
Maybe a half quarter.
Yeah, there you go.
I did a senior year of high school. I only attempted one. Now, this is just a humble brag here.
Here we go.
I just did attempt one hoop shoot shot ever, and I did shoot at half court and it banked in. And then I got my Gatorade and sat and drank that as the Lady Knights punched their ticket to the state tournament.
I don't know if I remember that one, but I'll take your word for it.
You might be able to go back on the YouTube channel, find it somewhere, some archived video.
Well, going back to the YouTube channel, this has been all O'Gorman girls. The Knights play in Yankton today. We're on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. The Lady Knights lead 45-13 over the Gazelles at halftime. It was 24-6. After the first quarter, Yankton actually had it 4-4 with about 5 minutes left, and then O'Gorman went on a 20-2 run to end the first quarter and never really looked back. Balanced scoring led by Abdush, who looks like they might have taken away 3 points.
I think she
from
still
her.
has 15.
Okay.
I just think that was a little mishap there.
All right. We'll say she has 15. We have 8 from Kira Metley, also 8 from Lucy Moore, and 9 from Peyton Peterson. Great passing, great defense. It's been all O'Gorman. Yankton has 7 from Tereshinsky, but overall, Isaac, a lot to like if you're Coach Colesard in that first half for the O'Gorman Lady Knights.
Yeah, absolutely. They're taking advantage of some opportunities that they've been presented with the Gazelles here, but doing a really nice job of just controlling this game and getting the opportunities that they want and converting on them. And obviously against a team like Yankton that's been struggling a little bit on the early season, this is a good opportunity for the girls to get some faces in, start to gel together, figure out some roles, and also some load management, if you will.
Yeah, and just kind of build some momentum as you kind of get into the meat of your schedule here. This will be game number 7 for O'Gorman, usually a 20-game regular season. So kind of get these wins, get a lot of girls play, get some confidence for the Julia Egerts of the world, the Tervines of the world, girls playing, even like a Peyton Peterson had to play a lot of varsity minutes before Claire Benson. Get those girls kind of that confidence playing in these types of games now in January. So then we get towards SODAC 16 state tournament time. They have that confidence to go in and make a key shot or, make a steal, make a free throw. Because this O'Gorman team, they lost a lot from last year's state title team. A lot of players, a lot of minutes that need to be filled. And so far in our game and a half we've seen girls step up, play confident, play really unselfish basketball too. I feel like the passing we've seen has been really good for O'Gorman in the last game and a half.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been playing really, really good basketball so far. And obviously, although this game's not going to have as many opportunities where they're going to have to face some adversity, if you will, this is just a good game to continue to grow and build for those games in the future where it might be a little bit more tight, if you will.
Yeah, a busy week coming up for the O'Gorman Lady Knights at Aberdeen Central up in the Hub City Tuesday night. The Aberdeen Central girls, they're kind of struggling this year. I believe they're like 1-5. And then they'll have Sioux Falls Lincoln, who's 4-4 right now here at O'Gorman Thursday night, Coach Daly's squad. And then on Saturday afternoon, Coach Blake Bradfield, first-year coach. Congratulations to Blake for getting that job. Great guy at Roosevelt. Just a team that he inherited that just kind of has been struggling, been down a little bit the last couple years. They're still looking, I believe, for their first win. That'll be in Roosevelt Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, and obviously kind of a tough deck of cards to be dealt, if you will. A team that I think won 2 games last year. But some room for improvement, some young girls, a young team, and a team that, could make a little bit of a run towards the end of the season once they get some more gelling together and whatnot. And obviously Blake, a phenomenal coach, is going to have an opportunity to jumpstart a program over there that's been in a little bit of a rough patch over the last couple of years.
Well, and if you look at Roosevelt, if you just go back a few years on the boys' side of things, Coach Mitch Begeman, when he took over his first year, they won, I believe it was 1 game, which was that back in the old district format. And now if you look at them, they've won 2 straight state titles just in a matter of, 3-4 years down the road. So it definitely can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything can happen in a high school sporting event. And obviously, when you're able to come back from a season like the Roosevelt boys had that one year, and then win 2 state tournaments in a matter of 2 straight seasons. Obviously, an opportunity at any time to kind of flip the script, if you will. It's a nice take inside by Terzinski as we get the second half underway.
All right, thank you, Isaac. It's now 45-15. O'Gorman leading right now by 30 in the first possession for them offensively in the third quarter. Nice look by Abdouche. Oh, Metley missed the layup, gets it back, loses it. LaCroix and Benson are tied up. Jump ball is with the Knights. Give a shout out to Vinny Olson on the PA tonight. Football coach. He's wrestling coach, track coach. Vinny's does a lot of different things for
Jack
O'Gorman.
of all trades, Vinny Olson down there at the scorer's table.
Yankton a man-to-man defense. Here is Peterson down low to Metley, and that pass was in a lot of traffic in a short distance, and that went out of bounds. It's always with those post players in that much traffic, the bounce pass might not be the the best choice with a lot of hands in there.
Yeah, tough pass to corral, and obviously when Metley's got some size, you might want to just loft that one up there and give her an easier opportunity to catch that ball. Nice shot there by Terzinski, who's got 11 points on the afternoon for the Gazelles. A bright spot for the Yankton Gazelles in kind of a tough game right now. Just a 5'5 junior, so she'll be back next year as well. Doing a lot for the Gazelles early on.
So LaCroix with the steal, so Yankton's 5-0 here to start the third quarter, not the start as Coach Kozer would want here in the first 3 minutes. And we always hear both him and Coach Roby talk about the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. Drotzman, nice open look, but misses it. Sure, Isaac's had that told to him a few times at halftime.
Yeah, nice speech. Time, day in and day out.
And O'Gorman, Isaac, uncharacteristically has 2 straight turnovers, which was bugging them through the first part of the season. Did a good job against Brookings Tuesday night, and so far tonight until this point, not turning the ball over.
Yeah, they already had over 100 turnovers on the season coming into this afternoon game, and some early struggles with those turnovers, obviously, but something that they're looking to clean up. But a couple of rough possessions here to start the second half is the Gazelles are going to get a free throw opportunity here at the 5:20 mark of the third quarter.
So Peyton Mosier, the junior, will go to the free throw line looking for her first points tonight. That foul was on Claire Benson, her second.
And if fans at home are wondering why that clock continues to run, it will stop on free throws. It is a once the lead gets up to 35 points in the second or 30 points in the second half, the clock will run until it gets back to a 19-point ball game. So it will run on all stoppages of the clock. It will just continue to run except for timeouts and free throws, which we just saw a free throw there. So as you can see, the whistle, usually a stoppage of clock, it'll just continue to run until that score gets down to 19 points.
Thank you, Isaac, for that, letting people know what's going on. There's a foul by Mosier, her second. So let's see if O'Gorman get their first points here in the third quarter.
3-minute scoring drought for the Lady Knights.
Ooh. Kind of a questionable call there. Hate to get out to a rest, but the girl was still kind of trying to get her position. They're going to call a charge. But I guess if you're down by quite a bit, give him a little help here. So that foul will be on Peterson. Probably one of the toughest calls, though, as a referee in basketball is that block charge.
Yeah, and it's always, refs nowadays taught to hold that fist up into the air before they do call anything and get that second opinion from one of the other officials if there is a double whistle. Usually look at each other and confirm what the call is going to be before that, but obviously that one just a one-man call there as he saw something that maybe the other ones didn't and was able to call that a charge. So there's a foul here on the Gazelles, number 11, that was Bailey LaCroix.
So 45-18, O'Gorman with a lead still, 3:50 left here in the third quarter. Been all night since about the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. O'Gorman at 4-2 on the season. Yankton still looking for their first win at 0-6. There's a nice look down low to Metley, and Kira is in double figures tonight with 10. Something that tough. The hardest win is that first one, so we'll see if the Lady Gazelles can get that soon, and maybe that'll help them in the second half of the season. Here is Lucy Moore Nice left-handed layup, misses it. Terveen is tackled. That's a takedown and a point there if we're doing wrestling by Mosher. Good form that time with the tackle. Couple subs coming in. We'll get those real quick.
Platoon swap in here for both teams, and we'll have a timeout on the floor.
So we'll also take a break at the 3:03 mark of the third quarter. It's O'Gorman 47, Yankton 18, and girls basketball will be back after the break. Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. Again, this is Brett Byler, Isaac Struck with the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School's YouTube page. Kind of a dangerous inbounds pass, but corralled by Terveen, and that is through Mentley's hands, but I think they might get a pushing foul on Yankton. We'll see. Emma Herbold, I believe number 24, will get the foul. Her first. Nice. Ha! As Kira Mentley on that's the second or third time on an out-of-bounds play. O'Gorman's got a layup out of it, and Mentley will go to the free throw line.
Jinx, Yomi a soda.
All right. I'll take one for the team. So that should be a three-point play, shouldn't it? Or did they not call the foul? What's going on here? So Kira made the layup. Now I'm confused.
They called a foul away from the ball. So the shot counted and the Knights get the ball back.
Okay. Thank you.
Tough turnover there. And then Terveen gets a nice steal, nice dish, wide open layup for Schlimgen. That was a great play by the freshman, Sydney Terveen. Was able to poke that one away and then a wraparound bounce pass for the easy lay-in for two.
And that's a second steal for her tonight. That's led directly to a layup. Tershinsky, almost threw that one away. Gets it back. O'Gorman in a man to, let's see, they're in a 2-3 zone, or they're actually in a box and one. Schlimgen is playing Tershinsky, and the rest are zoned up, which Isaac can maybe explain that a little bit better on the next dead ball. There's almost a turnover. Tershinsky gets it back. Okoye blocks it, and they're out of bounds. So
yeah, the box and one principle. I can't tell if there was I think it was a shot clock violation, actually.
I think you might be right, Isaac. There's a shot. They never got a shot on the rim that possession. Or we'll see.
And they're going to recall the shot clock.
Yep, and still in that box and one, which Isaac can explain. You can see the...
Yep, that box and one principle, obviously, you're just going to try to zone up in a little box formation, if you will, in the four corners of the lane. And then you have one girl. Oh, and they will not get it off. It will be a shot clock violation. And then that one girl guarding kind of just man-to-man principles on one player, trying to take away that scoring threat from the other team. Used to do that a lot with Matthew Moores from the Bucks in years past when Bauer and some of those guys would be on Moores in that one-on-one man where they're just trying to deny the ball from him at all times and then just zoning up the rest of them. Eggert, nice offensive board, kicks it out to Terveen.
Abdush with it. Thank you, Coach Struck, for explaining that beautifully. Floating shot by Terveen, no good. Schlimgen got knocked over, but it'll be Yankton ball. I had that happen to me once in high school, the box and one, and we were playing Gayville Vol, and Isaac was one of our 2 victories on the season. We had a 2-game winning streak and lost. We were more of a football school, but anyway, I had a short little kid. I'm pretty sure he's a wrestler guarding me, which is kind of funny in a box and one. I'm sure you might have faced one of those back in your day at some point.
Once actually in JV, definitely a few times where you score a few points and they're like, all right, we got to take away the scoring threat here and zone up the rest of them. We're going to have a foul here. The clock's just going to stop for the free throws here.
Oh, yeah, with 0.6 left, so 51-18. So this quarter has been a low-scoring quarter. O'Gorman scored 6 points, and Yankton right now with 5. At the line is Macy Drotzman, having a chance to get a couple more points for the Gazelles. That one is good. Yankton only scoring about 30 points a game this season. One more for Drotzman. That one is up and in and out. So that'll be the end of the third quarter. O'Gorman 51, Yankton 19. We'll take a break, come back for the start of the fourth quarter on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube page. All right, welcome back to the start of the fourth quarter. Brett Byler along with Isaac Struck here on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube page. Cecily Bruns is in the game for the first time. Nice in that 2-3 zone. Drotzman out to Tuletsky, back to LaCroix for three is good. Nice shot by Bailey LaCroix. She's on the scoreboard. So Terveen, Schlimgen, Eggert, Bruns, and Okoye are your five for O'Gorman. They'll keep that field goal percentage pretty good.
It will.
Eggert getting the layup. Nice pass by Okoye.
So Bruns going to get some big minutes here, some of her first action or extended action, I will say, of the season. She'll get some big minutes here, and I think that the Knights are going to go young for probably the remainder of this fourth quarter. Because all those starters over at the end of the bench.
That was a kind of a wild pass by Mosier out of bounds. It'll be O'Gorman ball. Bruns, a 5'5" senior. Her mom, Michelle's the one that takes all the wonderful pictures, and there's a foul as Terveen with a nice drive to the basket. Brother Josh was a wrestler a few years ago at O'Gorman. So here is Terveen to the free throw line. Shot is up and good. Herbolt coming in for Yankton, replacing Mosier.
Terveen, a 100% free throw shooter on the season, now 4 of 4.
Oh, Isaac, here it comes. Oh, she did.
And 5 of 5, no announcers jinx there.
I was about ready to say there was an announcer's jinx in the dictionary. That would have been the one right there, but she made it. Let's see, we're still in that box and one. Bruns is the one guarding Tershinsky. Offensively, Isaac, what would you say as an offense, like best offense against a box and one kind of would be?
You know, you're trying to just kind of swing people to that short corner, if you will, try to get some open shots from the corner, as that three is no good. And you're almost going to use your box and one player, the player that's being guarded closely, as kind of a decoy, as she's able to get a shot off there. But, you know, use her running her side to side and trying to get people to flow with them, and then open up some shooters around the perimeter, which I would expect to see the Gazelles try to do some of here.
Here is Okoye all the way in, lost it. Drotzman with the steal. And you'd always screen too for that. There's a travel, but kind of make some good screens on that person who is getting boxed and one as well, and then be alert on the roll as well. The worst thing is just to stand around. Basically in any offense. So we got some more subs. Tershinsky out, Mosier in, Kopp in, Drotzman out. As Isaac mentioned, we got a running clock here. 55-22 Knights. Ooh. That was a errant pass, and we got a foul.
I think it was a foul on Okoye.
Okay. Saw Okoye's brother, Okoye, at the game last week. He's been some playing time at Augustana this year. A lot of former Knights play in college sports somewhere right now, which is always pretty cool to try to follow them along as you can. That's a nice three by Koletsky. Obviously, Isaac could talk more about this than me, but Canyon Bauer, part of that national championship SDSU team.
He's actually over in the rec center right now working the shot clock for one of the freshman games, so giving back to that O'Gorman community, if you will.
There we go. That drive was no good by Schlimgen.
Score update from the SDSU USD women's basketball game going on in Brookings right now. It is SDSU 22-9 in the first quarter.
Not good for my Coyotes. Not good.
Looks like a packed house over at Frost Arena. Soon to become, I believe, is it First Bank and Trust Arena?
Could be. We did the first year, Isaac, doing the boys and girls basketball at O'Gorman. It was the 14-15. There's a nice layup by Agert. 14-15 season. The girls state tournament that year, Jessica Mirasa, Daly Steen, and Kate Curry, their senior year was at Frost Arena, which is kind of a cool venue. We're kind of just behind the scores table a little bit doing the broadcast of games there. That was, I believe, the only year since then that the AA state girls or boys have been there.
Yeah, that was the last year that it was there, and it is a cool venue, kind of a more close environment, if you will. Feels like the fans are right on top of you. The student section up above the basket behind it, kind of a cool area to play. It'll be interesting to see if they ever get that state tournament back there.
I was going to put my plug in for girls AA basketball to be at the Pentagon all the time. That's, to me, like the perfect arena size-wise, and the cool stuff they do with the scoreboard and different things for a girls basketball state tournament venue.
The venue just makes sense.
Thought that was just so great. I think it was 2 years ago the girls tournament was there. So we got a line change. I think Isaac could probably tell you who some of these girls are, even better than me out there for O'Gorman. We'll get to that in a second as Yankton will have the ball here.
Let's get some wraparound coverage here of some of the new Lady Knights in. Tyler Mooney in. Let's see here.
I believe Makuska is number 13.
Yep, Makuska, 13. Ruth Dvorak, number 21. Kira Hermanson, number 25. And I believe that's Lizzie Catman. Yep, Lizzie Catman down there in for the Lady Knights.
Thank you. That's a foul that time for O'Gorman on Tyler Mooney. The shot was good by Tershinsky. Offensive rebound. Here is Mosier. Down low, Drotzman.
Nice finish off the glass there for Drotzman.
She hits that over Catman. Here comes Mooney. Shot is up and no good by Dvorak. And 22 for Yankton just kind of did a shove on the back of Catman there.
So Kira Hermanson will step up to the line here.
So Kyra's a 5'9" sophomore. It's Carly Chop, a 5'7" sophomore for Yankton, wearing number 14 in the game for the first time.
Shot no good. Rebound offensively here by Mooney. She'll kick it out, swing it over to Dvorak off the dribble now in a little bit of traffic. Hermanson for three. That one off the mark, no good. Rebound saved by Makuska into the hands of Catman. Mooney step back into the hands of Hermanson. She'll cross over now, kick it out to Makuska. Cross-court pass to Mooney. Nice finish there by Catman off 2 feet for a little runner. That's good, and a couple more subs into the game for the Gazelles.
And actually, Isaac, I was just looking, Yankton counting that basket as outscored O'Gorman 16-14 in the second half. So if nothing else, Coach Traker, obviously O'Gorman playing a little bit more subs in the second half, but at least as a coach, you have to be happy when you're down that much in one half on the road to come and play a lot better in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Taya Sokup into the game now for the Lady Knights. 1:45 left here in the fourth quarter, 59-29. Lady Knights on top of the Gazelles. We have the boys game coming up next here at O'Gorman High School. That one in probably about 15 to 20 minutes after the finish of this one, as that layup is good for Abby Makuska.
I thought she was going to lose the ball there. She was able to control it and did get the backboard, but got her to roll in on the layup. Haley Schulte is in for Yankton for the first time, number 12. And also Adeline Skelhaas, number 21. So both teams' benches are pretty much cleared now.
Be a 1-and-1 opportunity here for the Gazelles.
And that's number 24, Emma Herbold.
Nice board there by Kira Hermanson.
Dvorak's pass goes out of bounds off of Herbold, the O'Gorman ball. I'll let you call this one, Isaac, here as the shot clock is running down.
Hermanson with it. She'll go off the dribble. Cross-court pass to Makuska. Wide open baseline jumper. No good. They'll grab the offensive board. Makuska with it. She'll look around, fire a pass to Hermanson. Drives inside. Lot of contact, and Hermanson's going to head to the free throw line here for a 1-and-1.
Carly Chop will get the foul for Yankton. That'll be their 8th team foul.
So Hermanson's free throw is good, and she'll have a second free throw here after making that first.
She's ready to run down, play some defense. And Mooney said, no, you got one more free throw to shoot.
Second free throw good as well. A couple more Lady Knights on the scoreboard here as we get ready for the final 20 seconds here at O'Gorman High School. Like I said again, boys game coming up next. That'll be in about 20 minutes after this one concludes, 15 to 20 with after all the pregame introductions and whatnot. Should be a really fun one this afternoon.
I don't know if they're going to count that basket by...
I think they did. And they did, so Sokup gets 2 points there at the end. So this one is over, and that final score just eluded everyone here on the broadcast as it got taken out. I think it was 65-29 final score here from O'Gorman High School.
So we'll take a break, and then we'll get on the air again in about 10 minutes or so for the pregame of the O'Gorman boys game. And it looks like we'll stay here because they're having a 400, which I'm guessing is Coach Colesrud's 400th career victory at O'Gorman. So congratulations to Coach Kent Colesrud on his 400th career win at O'Gorman. It's this kind of been an honor for me personally. This is our 9th year doing O'Gorman girls basketball, and this is the first year not on the radio. The previous 8 years, I would always interview Coach before every single game, before the season. Isaac and I would interview him at halftime or of the boys' game, sometimes after the game, and just such a great individual, always able to give us anything we needed, whether it's stats or updates, interviews, anytime, any place. Let me ride on a lot of the buses on those long trips to Rapid City and Pierre over the years. So great coach and a great person, and that's an amazing accomplishment. Kind of talks about longevity and continued success at a program. 2 state titles now here as well for him. So awesome moment. I'm sure you'll get to see a lot of that on social media as well. So before I go to the break, Isaac, do you want to have any comments or anything in regards to Coach Colesrud getting that 400th win as an O'Gorman girls coach this afternoon?
Yeah, congratulations to Coach Colesrud. Honestly, one of the most well-liked coaches in O'Gorman history. I mean, just a phenomenal man who puts a lot of sacrifice into every basketball season to coach the Lady Knights and gets rewarded with his 400th career win at home. No better place to do it, and obviously the fan support has been tremendous. So congratulations to him on a phenomenal career and a career that's going to continue to rack up some more wins throughout. So congratulations to Coach Colesrud as he gets number 400 this afternoon here at home.
Well said, Isaac. We're going to take a break. We'll be back for the boys pregame against Yankton. That boys game will be tipping off in about 15 minutes from O'Gorman High School. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School as we get ready for boys action in Game 2 of our doubleheader today between the O'Gorman Knights and the Yankton Bucks/Gazelles. Lady Knights picked up a 65-29 victory over the Gazelles just a little bit ago. Coach Kent Colesgrud, his career number 400, his 400th win as a coach here, and a big accomplishment for Coach Colesgrud at that varsity level. 400 wins is an impressive number to get to. So a really cool accomplishment for Coach Colesgrud tonight.
It's fun to see him do it here at home, and with his family was there. I know his daughters and wife, and mom and dad go to every game, so they are all there to witness in front of the O'Gorman home crowd. That was pretty cool.
So congratulations again to Coach Colesgrud on that phenomenal accomplishment for him as we get ready for boys action here between the Yankton Bucks and the O'Gorman Knights. The Bucks come in at 3-1, had a long hiatus over Christmas break. They played their last game on the 30th, they played their first game on the 9th, and then didn't play again until the 30th against Brookings, and then their only loss so far this year was at home against Mitchell in a game that they led throughout that game and then ended up losing it late. 3-1 this year, 2-0 on the road. O'Gorman 3-4, 2-1 at home. It should be a really fun battle tonight between these two programs.
And I think just looking at initial look here at the starting lineups and everything, Isaac, we obviously haven't seen Yankton play this year, as some familiar faces from last year. Is size for O'Gorman with Muirhead and Benz, just kind of like it was in the Watertown game. Yankton will start 3 guards and the 3 Rikens, all 5'10", and 6 foot. Oswald, kind of a slender 6'3", and Michael Moore 6'6", but also pretty slender. So I think we'll see the speed of Yankton, but then we'll also see kind of the size of O'Gorman going against each other, so to speak.
And that was a big talking point for the Knights when they went to Watertown, or when they played Watertown. Watertown's biggest guy was 6'3", so it was a big game for the Knights to kind of just get in a rhythm with their bigs, and I think that's going to be similar again tonight.
So we can do the starting lineups. I'll take Yankton quick, and then Isaac can do O'Gorman. So Yankton will start Drew Riken, who just got introduced, a guard, senior 5'10". Also Mac Riken, a senior guard, number 3, 5'10", and then Rugby Riken, another senior guard, 6 foot. So the 3 Rikens, 2, 3, and 4. Also 14 is Cody Oswald, a forward at 6'3", pretty athletic kid. And then Michael Moore, senior forward at 6'6", running at the line for Coach Chris Haynes as Yankton Bucks, as I mentioned, at 3-1.
So the Knights will come out with a little bit of a different starting lineup tonight. They'll start. I'm going to listen for this one first. They'll start Peyton Hagee tonight at guard, 6'2", senior. Another guard, 6 foot 2-inch senior Matt Ing. Another guard, 5 foot 9-inch senior Radley Mooney. Then at forward, they'll start number 23, a 6 foot 2-inch senior Bennett Dannenbring. And then the final starter tonight for the O'Gorman Knights, number 44, 6 foot 7-inch senior Xander Benz. Hayden Gross and Gavin Muirhead not in the starting lineup tonight. Gavin Muirhead was out the last game with a ankle/knee injury. It was a leg injury, kind of under the wraps here. They weren't really sure what exactly it was, so they were out. Muirhead was out. I'm assuming he'll come off the bench tonight, but it's going to be a game-time decision for Muirhead. Yankton, on the other hand, a little bit of injury trouble on their own. Rugby Riken, their leading scorer and leading playmaker on the floor tonight, dealing with a little bit of an ankle injury, so it's going to be interesting to see if Riken is able to play at 100% or if he's going to be a little bit slow off the jump here for the Yankton Bucks. They'll come out in their road alternate black jerseys, O'Gorman in their home whites here as we get started from O'Gorman High School. Is a nice little left-handed floater there from Cody Oswald, opens up the scoring as the Knights now have it on the offensive end.
Nice play that time, getting Oswald off the pick, a wide-open layup basically for Yankton.
Xander Benz with it at the top of the key. He'll dribble over to the right side, have to pick up his dribble and flip it back over into the hands of Hagee. Hagee, cross-court pass to Eng. He'll go off the dribble now, gets near the free throw line, step-back free throw line jumper, strong, no good, rebound smacked out of bounds by the Bucks, and it will stay with the Knights.
Yeah, and Rugby Riken, we just mentioned him. He hurt his ankle really bad in practice in the second week of the season, so he's basically been dealing with that now for about a month.
And obviously coming off of a game last night, I believe they played
Watertown
last night. You're obviously going to be a little bit more sore than normal coming off of a second day. And with testing a tough ankle is obviously difficult to do after just playing a full game the night before.
And that was a 63-43 win by the Bucks last night over Watertown.
Inbound to Xander Benz. He'll flip it up top to Bennett Dannenbring. Swings it over to Mooney. Cross-court pass. Eng, standstill triple from the corner. No good. Rebound into the hands of Michael Moores. And they'll flip it off into the hands of Reichen. 3 Reichens in the starting lineup for the Bucks. It's Drew, Mack, and Rugby Reichen. So a few Reichens leading the way here for the Bucks, as this is going to be Mack Reichen heading to the free throw line after he was fouled on the floor there by Xander Benz.
I believe, I could have this wrong, so if someone on Yankton's watching the YouTube and want to correct me, I believe Drew and Mac are twins, and then Rugby's just a cousin.
Yes, I believe it's, Drew and Mac are the 2 twin brothers, and then Rugby the cousin. A lot of Reichens down in Yankton. I remember Rex Reichen from back in the day when I played, and definitely a good bloodline there for the Yankton Bucks. So Knights will have it down 4 here early. Flip up top to Dannenbring. He'll go off the dribble to the right side. Nothing doing. He's going to have to flip a pass back over to Mooney. Mooney will have it. Dribbles over to the right side into the hands of Eng. Up top to Xander Benz near the free throw line. Benz off the dribble into the hands of Mooney. Step back triple from Mooney. He rattles in for 3. Knights like to hoist the 3-point shot, so we'll see how effective that is this afternoon against the Yankton Bucks.
Yeah, made a confidence booster for Radley, too, making a long 3 right away.
That shot is partially blocked by Xander Benz, and now Mooney will bring it up the right side of the floor. They trail 4-3 here at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. Eng will slow things down in a gym that's starting to fill in a little bit more here for this game. Game 2 again of the doubleheader. So that one nearly poked away. Flipped a pass that was over the outstretched arms of Peyton Hagee.
Yeah, Yankton always has a big following. From our 9 years covering O'Gorman, they always travel well to support their Bucks and Gazelles.
Knights averaging 23 3-point shots per game this season. As that one thrown away into the hands of Reichen, he'll stop and pop. Rugby 3-pointer from the wing, no good. Rebound to Dannenbring, so he gets it back, then brings it down. Had it poked out of his hands, was fouled from behind by Cody Oswald.
I believe Oswald might be going to play football at Augustana next year, or he's playing football summer. I believe the Yankton announcer told me is Augustana.
Coach Derek Roby sporting the Santa beard over on the bench today. Getting a little bit white and gray in his older years. Benz was fouled by Moores at the top of the key. The second foul here on the Bucks in the early going.
Haven't seen a lot of action, Isaac, offensively for O'Gorman going toward the basket. A lot of jumpers, few threes so far. I think Coach Roby would like to see more penetration to the basket.
Hagee into the hands of Eng. He's got it near the top of the key. Fresh haircut Matt Eng for the Knights. Xander Benz, dump pass inside Eng. Backdoor cut for 2.
Hey, they listened to me.
5-4, Knights with their first lead of the game. Rugby Reichen off the dribble, crosses over, then throws a pass into the hands of Mikey Moores. His shot no good. Hagee up top to Mooney off the dribble. He gets into the paint, then slips over and loses it into the hands of Rugby Reichen. Rugby off of a screen drives, and he was fouled. I believe they're going to get Hagee for the reach here, and that'll bring in Hayden Gross and Jade Anstein. So Gross and Anstein come in for Hagee and Mooney.
Anstein's really impressed me so far, Isaac, this season with his defense. Really had a good defensive game against Watertown.
Nice backdoor feed there from Moores to Reichen as he slips on the backdoor cut for 2. And now no one's here to collect the inbounds pass. And a timeout called here by Coach Roby as Eng couldn't get that one in.
So that's a 30-second timeout, right? Or we got a full 30?
It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll just keep it right here. Knights trail 6-5.
And you know Coach Roby pretty well, Isaac. How much does something like that annoy him.
Oh, that'll irk him and get his blood boiling a little bit over on the bench. As you could see, he was pretty displeased with the Knights. I mean, obviously, Bucket was just scored on a backdoor cut, and then you don't have anybody there to take the ball out of bounds. And to avoid that 5-second count, has to spend a timeout early in the ball game. That's not something that you want to see if you're the O'Gorman Knights.
And that happened a little bit against Watertown on those back cuts as well, Isaac, where you kind of overplay the initial pass, and as an offensive player, the smart thing to do is do the back cut. So that's something they've been susceptible to in the few games that I've seen them play this year.
So Hayden Gross will bring it across the half-court line. He'll be at the point guard spot right now in the early going. Hand off to Matt Ing. Cross-court pass to Anstein. He'll give it back to Ing. Crossover dribble. Trying to create a shot. Had it stripped out of his hands by Reichen. That was Drew Reichen who got his hands on that one. Kicks into the corner. Short corner with Oswald. He'll dribble over and hand off to Rugby Reichen. Comes off of the screen. Wrap-around pass to Reichen. He's caught in the corner. He's going to have to get rid of it right back into the hands of Reichen. Reichen to Reichen. And he'll take a three from the corner. No good. A little bit short. Anstein with it now. Slows it down and swings it over to Ing.
Man-to-man defense for Yankton so far.
Schlimgen getting ready to check in for the Knights. Hayden Gross off the drive. Caught in a little bit of traffic and stepped out of bounds.
Yankton's a very kind of disruptive defense. I would say not a ton of size, but they're all quick and they're all athletic, and they get right up into you as an offensive player.
Cooper Grotenhuis, and I believe that was 15 coming in there. Isaiah Skellhouse into the game for the Bucks. Schlimgen comes in for the Knights. The only new player on the floor right now is Mac Reichen. Whips up a three, and it's good.
Nice little double screen that time for Mac. No hesitation on the shot. Good start for the Bucks.
Schlimgen with it over into the hands of Gross now. He'll go off the dribble. Has to get rid of it. Knights cannot get the ball on the offensive end, and they're going to call a foul here on Gross. That's another turnover for the Knights, and it's kind of been an ugly start to the game. Bucks with it into the hands of Mac Reichen. He'll drive baseline. Tough shot from Reichen. Short, no good. Rebound into the hands of Mooney. He'll dribble down the floor and then had it poked out from behind by Reichen, and another steal for the Bucks.
Wow, he is quick. Holy moly.
Swings it to the corner. That's Skellhouse with it. He'll go off the dribble now into the paint. Tough shot for Skellhouse. No good. Rebound by Schlimgen, and the Knights will look to get something going here on the offensive end. Been struggling to find an opportunity to get a shot. They've been turning it over a few times early on, and their passes have just been getting deflected left and right. Schlimgen into the hands of Mooney. Quick fire triple from Mooney around the rim and out, no good.
And no Gavin Muirhead yet, so it'll be interesting to see if he'll play tonight or not.
Reichen gets rid of it into the hands of Moores. He's at the top of the key. Dribbles over, backdoor cut, and it's going to be Reichen stepping back for a three. That one long, no good. So Rugby having a tough time getting it going early here. And a foul on, I believe that's going to be issued to Grotenhuis.
So each team with 3 team fouls. 9-5 Yankton. 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Mooney off the dribble into the hands of Anstein. Swings it over to Hagee. Back into the hands of Mooney. Stop and pop triple is around and out, no good. Second time that he's had a good look at a three that just kind of rattled around the rim and out. And the Bucks with it here with a 9-5 lead. Reichen off the dribble now. Backdoor pass. Inside. Tough finish. He was fouled. And the Bucks are continuously looking for that backdoor cut and throwing some nice bounce passes into the lane. So Grotenhuis to the free throw line. He'll have 2 on the way here. Let's see here. That one rattles out the southpaw. Couldn't get it to fall on the first free throw.
Looks like Landon Potts is checking in, and then Drew Reichen back in the game for Yankton. Rugby to the bench, and Michael Morris to the bench.
Both free throws that time no good. Anstein off the dribble now, cuts into the paint, flips a pass over into the hands of Mooney, and then it's going to be Hagee with a cut to the basket. Nice feed inside to Benz, who was fouled, and he'll head to the free throw line. Nice dish there from Hagee to Benz, who got the nice cut to the basket, but was fouled before he could get that shot to fall.
And Grodenhuis has been in the game for about a minute, has 2 fouls already for Yankton.
Free throw for Benz rattles in, and Hagee will come in, or excuse me, Hayden Gross will come in for Matt Eng. That free throw from Benz no good. Rebound to Oswald, and he'll dish it off into the hands of Potts. Landon Potts with it at the point guard position, drives around, gets into the paint. Nice hesitation move by Potts, couldn't get it to fall. Real nice take there from Landon Potts, the junior guard, just couldn't get the finish. Anstein throws a pass away into the hands of Skelhaas. Reichen flips up a 3 from deep in the wing, and it's no good.
He should almost shot that one from the O'Gorman student section.
Gross, dump inside. Xander Benz couldn't handle the hot pass. Bucks will slow it down now with Oswald over on the wing. Flips it up top to Landon Potts. About a second difference between shot and game clock. It looks like the Bucks are going to hold here.
Too many turnovers, Isaac, for O'Gorman here in this first quarter.
Mooney providing some good pressure up on Potts, and then throws it away. It was poked by Mooney, so it'll stay with the Bucks.
So you got about a 1 second differential between the game and the shot clock right now.
So Mac Reichen will check in for Grotenhuis. Seven on the shot clock. Mac Reichen, hesitation dribble, kick to the corner. Wide open triple for Potts is off the side of the backboard, no good. Hagee into the hands of Anstein. He's going to have to shoot it. Floater at the buzzer, no good. That'll do it for the first quarter. Bucks lead the Knights 9-6 after the opening period in a low-scoring contest here at O'Gorman High School. You're listening to Knights basketball on YouTube on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. After the first quarter, it's the visitors from Yankton. The Bucks leading the Knights 9-6. Yankton at 3-1 on the season, coming off a win last night of 20 points over Watertown. O'Gorman 3-4 on the season. Their last game was Tuesday night against Brookings with a win. Kind of an ugly first quarter for O'Gorman. A lot of turnovers, a lot of long shots. Yankton, a couple backdoor cuts, got O'Gorman, and not that they play great offensively either, but the visitors from Yankton up 9-6. It'll be O'Gorman ball starting the second quarter. Here is Isaac Struck.
Nice take inside by Dannebrink, but couldn't finish off the window. Mac Reichen with it at the top of the key, sizing up the defense, flips it to the corner. Drew Reichen off the dribble now. Hands it off to Oswald, who slings a 3 from the top of the key, and it's good. Another southpaw here for the Bucks. 2 lefties on the floor. Mooney dumps it off into Benz. Kick out, Ing, triple from the corner. Long, too strong, no good. What a nice feed inside from Reichen to Moores. And that was a no-look dime there from Rugby Reichen. And the Bucks have a 14-6 lead. Ing lost it. Now turns around. Bennett Dannenbring inside to Xander Benz. Nice lay-in, good for 2. Couple of Bucks hit the floor there, and Benz was just waiting for an opportunity to receive the pass. Finally got it and laid it in over the rim for 2.
Yeah, Coach Chris Haynes not happy with the no call that time for Yankton.
Reichen hands it off to Reichen. Into the hands of Moores.
Gonna hear that a lot tonight.
Left wing, Reichen swings to Reichen. Back and forth. Here we go. Back to Reichen. Rugby with it at the top of the key. Dribbles around, loses it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rugby pulls it out. He'll go crossover into the paint. Dump off inside to Moores, but there was a foul called on Radley Mooney. Into the game checks Sullivan Schlimgen for Bennett Dannenbring. Rugby off the dribble, fadeaway free throw line jumper, no good. Rugby Reichen struggling to get that shot to fall here early in the first half. Just seems like he's a little bit off. Just something to watch for as this game continues. Sullivan Schlimgen triple is good. Schlimgen can provide that three-point shooting if he's open, and he hits a big one there to build some momentum here after the missed shot and a quick 3 for the Knights.
Yeah, some of those are almost 5-point swings where Yankton, you miss a quick or an easy basket. O'Gorman transition 3-pointer.
Moore is backing down Schlimgen, right-handed hook shot, good for 2. Ing with it now in the front court. Stop and pop triple for Ing is good for 3.
Mistake for Yankton. I don't know why they were backing off Matt, who has great range on the shot. Kind of just walked right into it.
Ooh, Oswald missed a wide open Rugby Reichen as Mac Reichen, tough shot, rattles in and out, no good. Nice skied for a rebound there for Hagee. He'll bring it over to the right wing, off the dribble. Fake of the handoff, drive inside, dump. No, could not get it in to Xander Benz, who was open on the cut, and now Mac Reichen off the dribble into the paint. Nice dish into the hands of Morris. Got him off of his feet. Shot was partially blocked. Drew Reichen with it inside. He was going up tough, and it rattles in for 2. The Bucks are converting on their opportunities. The Knights, however, not so much, and that's been the story of the first half so far. Bucks lead by 4, 18-14. Dump inside. Xander Benz off the window. He was fouled while he was trying to get that shot to fall. Couldn't get it, but he'll head back to the free throw line.
Yankton is just a little bit quicker tonight to those loose balls, the 50-50 balls, those energy points right now, playing a little bit more energy than O'Gorman right now, which if that doesn't change, I'm sure Coach Roby will probably mention that to them at halftime.
Free throw for Benz is good. Second free throw for Benz, up and good. So 2 for 2 at the line there for Xander Benz. And the score is 16-18. Bucks on top here at O'Gorman High School. 4:28 left in the first half. Mac Reichen with it over on the wing. He'll drive. Backdoor cut into the hands of Rugby Reichen. His shot no good. Rebound, however, bounces into the hands of Oswald. Steps into a pull-up double. No good. Ing looked like he was about to fire a 3, got off of his feet, and then had to kick it out at the last moment. Mooney had it nearly taken away inside. Xander Benz wide open for 2. Benz playing a good game here in the opening half. He's got 7 points to lead the Knights. Mac Reichen off the dribble, gets inside. Nice hesitation move to the glass for 2.
Good screen by Oswald, too. Took out the initial defender, and Mac did the rest.
Mooney with it, dump off, and nearly had it stripped away. Now a foul called on Drew Reichen. They're trying to get that high ball screen here from Benz and then have him just dive to the basket. It's worked twice now, and then that time tried to get a quick one in there and had it deflected, and then a foul. Dannenbring and Hayden Gross in for Hagee and Xander Benz. Still no Gavin Muirhead yet. Not sure if he will play today. Nursing that leg injury. Gross off the dribble, hands it off to Eng. He'll come off the dribble, kind of got checked at the top of the key, now into the hands of Dannenbring, turns over, hands it off to Gross. He'll drive into the paint, dump off pass to Dannenbring. Tough finish off the glass, short, no good. Dannenbring wrestles for the rebound, and they're going to call it jump ball. Jim Ricketts Jr. whistles the jump ball, and it will belong to the Bucks.
Bennett, he's so strong when he hits, especially if you're pretty small. He can knock players down pretty easily. They did that time. Jump ball, Yankton ball.
Brute force from Bennett Dannenbring.
That runs in those lineage of those O'Gorman quarterbacks, doesn't it, Isaac?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You and Teagan and Bennett.
Yeah, same body type. Nice dish inside, and Moores again off the window, and it's been too easy for the Bucks on those backdoor cuts. Now the Knights try one of their own, get it back to Ing, fires a three from the wing, rattles in and out, no good. Rebound tips around. They're going to call a foul on Schlimgen for swatting that thing back.
And that was a mistake that time by Yankton as two guys went to Gross, leaving Eng wide open for a three. You don't see Matt miss a lot of those. Great opportunity and missed it, and Yankton got lucky that time.
Reichen with it. He'll use a screen here at the top of the key, then goes off the other side, kicks it to the corner. Standstill triple from Drew Reichen. That one short, no good. Had to really loft that one into the air to get it over the hands of Schlimgen. Schlimgen on the left wing, pump fake up top to Gross. Gross will go off the dribble, crossover, have to hand off to Eng. Eng cuts into the paint. Wrap around pass to Dannenbring. They're going to call a charge on that Eng. Moores takes the charge there. And Ryland Satter will come into the game for Sullivan Schlimgen. And Dannenbring checks in for, Mooney checks in for Eng. That was his second foul.
Big last 2 minutes here, Isaac. Yankton 4-point lead. Can they expand that lead, or can O'Gorman maybe take the lead going to half?
And that's going to be a charge of their own taken by Dannenbring there.
Almost similar plays than we saw on the other end.
Knights go small here. Dannenbring at the 5.
Little small ball for O'Gorman. I always like to see that, too. If you have 5 guys who can shoot, dribble, and penetrate on the court at the same time.
Anstein, cross-court pass to Gross. Up top, Dannenbring with it. Cut inside is Satter. His shot no good. Rebound into the hands of Drew Reichen. He'll pass it up to Landon Potts. Potts off the dribble. Hesitation. Gets to the rack. Wrap around pass. Moore's right-handed scoop shot no good. Dannenbring has it. Kind of getting grabbed from behind there and was able to control it. Anstein behind the back dribble, and he'll clear the rebound for the Knights. Mooney with it, stands still at the top of the key, dribbles and had it poked out of his hands into the hands of Mac Reichen. The Knights with another turnover.
And only 18 first half points for O'Gorman.
Reichen comes off a screen, tough, elbow jumper, good. Hayden Gross with it over on the right wing, 35 on the game clock, 25 on the shot clock. Mooney had it nearly poked out of his hands on the pass. Anstein tried to dump it inside. Satter lost position, and Moore's got the steal. Yankton starting to build some momentum here in the first half, and they'll have it for the final shot. It's going to be Mac Reichen dishing it off to Moores, and he'll hold it. Eight seconds on the clock. Mac Reichen will use a screen from Moores. Pulls up into an elbow jumper. Too strong, no good. Mooney's going to have to hoist it one-handed at the buzzer, and it's well off the mark, no good. Hits off of the state championship plaques, and that'll do it for the first half. Yankton 24, O'Gorman 18 here at the first half from Sioux Falls O'Gorman. We'll take a break. We'll come back and recap some of what happened in the first half after a break, and then preview the second half here at O'Gorman High School on Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. Third quarter is ready to get set for the Knights boys we'll start over the O'Gorman boys and the Yankton Bucks boys. Yankton leading 24-18. Kind of an ugly first half. A lot of turnovers for O'Gorman. Yankton pretty aggressive defensively, giving Knights a lot of problems, and their speed offensively also has caused some problems for O'Gorman. Isaac, what do you think are some adjustments needed to be made for O'Gorman here as we enter the third quarter?
Take care of the basketball. Take care of the basketball. 5 words. Simple as that. Too many careless passes, too many careless turnovers, leading to fast break opportunities that even when get shut down, the Knights are still scrambling on the defensive end, and Yankton's been able to backdoor. They've probably had 10 of their 24 points off just backdoor layups.
I feel like Yankton's also been the team that's been more aggressive and just more energy too in the first half. So I think that's another thing is got to get that energy level up for O'Gorman in the second half. You might even say wake up a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be a nice, kind way of putting it. Yeesh, almost another turnover there on the opening possession of the half. Hagee dump off inside. Nice pass to Xander Benz, who lays it in off the window for 2. Need to do more of that to get Xander Benz the ball inside, as he's seriously got a size advantage down in the paint. Other than Michael Moores, there's not a whole lot of other players on this Yankton team that's going to be able to control Xander inside. Nice rebound there by Bennett Dannenbring after the missed shot. And Eng, full cross-court pass to Mooney, who then steps into a fadeaway 2.
Good start for O'Gorman. Back-to-back baskets. 2-point game now.
Just wanted to give an update to everyone on the SDSU USD women's game. It's 94-43 at the end of the third quarter. SDSU on top.
I don't know if I needed to hear that, Isaac, but
94 points in 3 quarters of a women's college basketball game is impressive. 94 points at the end of the game is impressive. So Knights with 4 straight. Chance to get right back into this one, tie it or take the lead here on this possession. As Mooney will cross the half-court line, come off of a Benz screen. Between the legs dribble, kept it somehow, flings it up top. Eng, triple, top of the key, in and out, no good. Rebound into the hands of Mac Reich, and he'll push the tempo into the hands of Michael Moores, lays it in off the window. There's that 4-point swing, 5-point swing, if you will, missing a 3, and then it turns into a transition layup. Dump inside, Xander Benz, a wraparound lay-in is good for 2.
Really nice pass with a lot of steam on it by Bennett Dannenbring. Good job by him. He was throwing a slant pass that time. A lot of speed behind it.
Moores tries to get the reverse layup to fall. It does not. And Eng will have it on the offensive end. Crossover. Thought about the 3, had it poked away into the hands of Mooney. Steps into a triple from deep in the wing, and it's no good. Wow, what a crossover there from Mac Reichen for 2. Again, another long 3-pointer turns into an easy layup in transition for the Bucks. A left-handed wraparound, no good there for Eng as it rolled off the rim.
A little too much spin on that one. I thought that for sure was going to fall.
Reichen comes off the dribble now. He's got 2 points is all on the night. It was a backdoor layup as Mac Reichen triple from the corner is good. He's feeling it. 14 points on the afternoon. Hagee has it poked out of his hands, and Reichen dives to the floor.
It's almost like, with rugby, kind of that ankle injury, it's almost like he can be more of a decoy, tonight, not, looking to probably score as much, but getting other guys involved.
Absolutely. That one kicked out of bounds.
And as a defensive O'Gorman, you kind of got to realize that, too, a little bit, what's going on out there as well.
I would suggest getting a hand in the face of Mac Reichen when he's pulling up for his jump shots, because he's been knocking down a lot of them this afternoon, and he's starting to play with that swagger.
Yeah, he has 14 points, a game high right now.
Benz kicks it out to Dannenbring. Pump fake of the 3, drives inside. Nice dish to Benz off the window, good for 2. Riken dribbling it out near the half-court line. He'll go off the dribble now into the paint. Dish to Michael Moore is good for 2. Eng looking for a screen here from Benz. He'll come off the screen. Looks inside, kicks to the corner. Dannenbring, triple is good. Dannenbring not a high percentage three-point shooter, but has been able to knock down some crucial threes this season. Shooting 20% from the three-point line, but he's had a couple games now where he's hit a big three in a big moment.
Yeah, 2 assists and a three-pointer. A good third quarter so far for Dannenbring.
Step-back triple from Riken, no good. Rebound, they're going to call a foul on Dannenbring. As Mark Finnegan takes a shot from Riken over in the crowd over there. Mark and his wife, Janice. Janice, my 6th grade teacher at St. Mary's. Way back when.
Back in the old days.
Going to call a foul on Anstein on the ground here. Tried to get a backdoor layup off of the inbounds pass. And then Anstein pokes it away, and it's going to be out of bounds again. Back and forth and back and forth. Drew Riken off of a screen here. Give it into the hands of Rugby with 17 on the shot clock. Rugby off the dribble now, hands it off to Mac Riken. He'll come off of a screen, drive into the paint. Right-handed layup, no good. And a rebound for the Knights. They'll push. They have 5-on-4 here if they can find the open player, and they throw it away out of bounds.
That's not the way to run a 5-on-4 break.
Yeah, not the most efficient way by any means.
And Yankton, I wonder, just because they played last night, it seems like they're really trying to methodically slow down the pace a little bit here in this third quarter, just taking their time even before getting into any set of offense.
Drew Riken, deep triple is good. Hayden Gross thought about popping a three, kicks it over to Anstein. He'll shoot the triple. That one well off the mark, no good. Riken now, Rugby with it, comes off a screen, tries a wraparound pass inside. It would have been there, but Grotenhuis couldn't get to it in time.
These two teams, when we played last year, the one time at Yankton, the same weekend as it is now, is a very low-scoring game. O'Gorman eventually won as like 51-45 range, but just one of the similar type of game like this, not a lot of scoring in that one.
Xander Benz off the glass for 2. He's got 15 points now, the game high in this one. 36-31. Bucks on top here, 2:29 left here in the third quarter at O'Gorman High School. Mack drives to the rack, good for 2.
Not a lot of help defense for O'Gorman that time.
Hagee with it over on the wing. He'll go off the dribble, gets into the paint, kicks it out up top. Gross steps into a triple. That one short, no good. Rebound, Rugby Riken. Thought about flinging a little quarterback pass there, and now flips it up, and it was just an inerrant pass, not necessarily something you see a lot out of Riken. It was deflected by Benz. Hagee off the dribble now into the hands of Gross, and now Hagee back to Gross. Dump off to Benz, kick out, Gross, corner triple, short off the board, and they're going to call a foul here on Mac Riken. As Anstein was leaping for that rebound and got undercut on the way up.
Good basketball, though, by O'Gorman. Get the ball into the post, got the double team, threw out to the open corner 3. Gross just didn't make it, but that's a good offensive possession.
Yeah, those are the kind of possessions that you need in this one right now. trying to chip away at a lead and getting an open look as Gross pump fake elbow jumper rattles around and good. (38-33), 5-point lead for the Bucks. 1:25 left here in the third quarter at O'Gorman High School. The Bucks have come in and controlled this one throughout, and now a steal here as the Knights will try to push with a little bit of tempo. Mooney, kick to the corner, Gross, spin, bounce pass into the hands of Schlimkin, back up top to Mooney. We'll slow it down a little bit into the hands of Hagee. He'll swing it over to Gross. Gross, drive inside, dump to Dannenbring off the hands, into the hands of Mooney, kicks it over to Hagee, and there's 15 on the shot clock. A lot of passes, not a lot of opportunities at a shot. Dannenbring, spin move off the glass, couldn't get it to finish. Schlimkin came flying in there and couldn't get the shot as he hit the deck, and now Mac Reichen with it for the Bucks.
Gronenheis, he got that rebound sitting on his backside that time.
Reichen off the drive, dish inside. Oswald kicks it over to Potts over in the corner. Pump fake of the triple. He'll drive into the paint. Gets rid of it. Oswald, elbow jumper, short, no good. Rebound by Potts. Reichen hoists a deep triple. Back of the iron, no good. And then another offensive board, and the Bucks will hold for the final shot of the quarter. 2 offensive boards on the same possession here. Not a recipe for success if you're the O'Gorman Knights. Reichen with 10 on the clock, dribbling it out near the top of the key. He'll get ready to come off of the screen. Drives into the paint. Tough elbow jumper from Reichen. No good. Rebound into the hands of Mooney, who stepped on the out-of-bounds line.
So now this is a chance with .9 to catch and shoot here as Rugby Reichen coming in. Kind of got to watch for him.
I think the refs might put a little bit of time on the clock here. They'll put .4 back on, so 1.3. Inbound, Potts, hoists at the buzzer. Short, no good. They had Drew Reichen at the last second there in the corner, but threw that inbounds pass to Potts before they saw him. And that'll do it for the third quarter. Yankton Bucks lead the O'Gorman Knights 38-33. And we'll take a break. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights basketball here on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. An exciting boys basketball game. Kind of, I think Isaac and I were both anticipating that to happen between Yankton and O'Gorman. It feels like each time these two teams have met in the last 4 or 5 years, they've been games going down to in the final quarter, and Yankton leading 38-33 right now in a low-scoring affair through 3 quarters. O'Gorman just offensively, besides Xander Benz, has really struggled getting anything going. Matt Ing, Isaac, only has 5 points right now, and he had that as his last basket in that midway through the second quarter, so Yankton's done a good job on him. A really good job by Mac Reichen so far tonight with 16 points leading Yankton. They'll have the ball to start the fourth quarter.
So Reichen with it at the top of the half-court line, right at the OG, and he'll bring it across half-court, guarded by guarded by Hagee. Drew Reichen off the drive, inside, off the window, good for 2 and 1.
Nice baseline drive by Drew Reichen tonight.
Michael Moores will check into the game for Landon Potts.
That'll be Mooney's second foul, a third team foul for O'Gorman. Free throw is good.
41-33. Bucks lead the Knights. Dannenbring standstill triple from the corner, no good. A short and a rebound for the Bucks.
And even though Dannenbring's made one of those 3-point shots earlier in the third quarter, I think Yankton will definitely live with him taking that shot.
Mac Reichen comes off of a screen. Drives to the basket. Tough shot is no good, but they're going to call a foul on the ground before the shot.
This Yankton team, obviously, we haven't seen every team play in state, but to me, they're going to be very dangerous at the end of the year just because they have so many different ball handlers. They got some shooters. The only thing they don't have a ton of is size, but a team that plays very well together and can be very disruptive defensively.
Drew Reichen with it now. Dribbling towards the top of the key. Swings it over to Mac. He traveled with it, and it will be a turnover. Hagee with it, swings it to the corner. Eng, standstill triple from the corner, no good. Rebound was a loose ball foul. Benz went up for it, got grabbed from behind. It's going to be on Michael Moores. Inbound was just thrown out of bounds. Yikes. Elbow jumper from Mac Reichen, no good. Rebound into the hands of Hagee. He'll dribble down the floor, kick it to the corner. Mooney, standstill triple is good. Knights needed that in the worst way, and they hit a big three there with Bradley Mooney. Lead is down to 5. A defensive stop here in a bucket could be huge for momentum's sake. Mac Reichen off the dribble, flips a pass over to Drew, steps into a triple short. Rebound goes right out of bounds.
You kind of wonder, Isaac, Yankton playing back-to-back now, playing last night against Watertown. A lot of long shots now are coming up short. How are their legs going to be here in the fourth quarter?
Hagee with it, swings it over to Mooney into the corner. Eng, standstill triple. That one is good. And Eng back on the scoreboard, and now it's down to a 2-point game. Knights starting to build some momentum here.
6-0 run by O'Gorman. This is what the doctor ordered for the Knights.
Reichen, nice crossover, dribble, inside, kicks it to the corner. Drew Reichen steps into a deep 2, and it's good. Nice poise there by Reichen for the pump fake and then the 2-point shot. Mooney kicks it inside to Dannenbring, turns around, back to Mooney, pump fake into the hands of Dannenbring. Dump up top to Hagee now. He'll go off the dribble, behind the back dribble. Kicks it over to Mooney. Swings it to Dannenbring. Pump fake of a triple. He'll go off the dribble. Kicks it out to Eng. Eng, 7 on the shot clock. Not a lot going on here for the Knights. Mooney, crossover. Has to hoist as the shot clock is going to expire, and they couldn't get anything going there. And a shot clock violation.
Really, really good defense by Yankton. They were switching a few of those possessions and just got a great stop there.
Reichen with it now, dribbling out the clock, 10 on the shot clock. Long possession here for the Bucks. 5 on the shot clock, driving baseline, try to dump it into the hands of Drew Reichen, has to flip it around to Moores. He's going to have to hoist at the shot clock expires. They're going to call a foul on Xander Benz, falling into the landing spot of Michael Moores.
Wow.
on the ground. That's going to be a 35-second shot clock reset and a possession here for the Bucks. So it must have fouled on the box out. I don't get that. Both guys fell to the floor. It should have just been a landing spot shooting foul. Rugby Reichen with it in the corner. He's had a quiet night. 2 points. Crossover dribble. Kicks it over to Drew Reichen. Pump fake. Kick it back up top. Rugby off the dribble. They're going to call a foul there on Mooney. Now Gross will get ready to come back in.
So 43-39, Yankton up by 4. 4:06 left here in the fourth quarter.
Bucks get it into Rugby Reichen. He'll drive to the inside of the paint, and he traveled. So it'll be Hagee with it now, bringing it down the right wing. Knights trail by 4. Into the hands of Gross. Defense chant rings out from the Yankton faithful. 18 on the shot clock. Dump inside, Dannenbring. Tough finish off the window. Couldn't get it. Has to go back up for it. Couldn't get that one to fall. 2 looks at it. Couldn't get either one to drop, and it's still a 4-point game with 3:30 on the clock here. Reichen off the dribble, hands it off to Drew Reichen, back into the hands of Mac Reichen. Pump fake, doesn't have much going. Backdoor cut wasn't there. Cody Oswald with it now as the Bucks just continue to bleed clock here. 8 on the shot clock. Drew into the hands of Mac. Mac with 5. Step back, not a whole lot of room. Drives into the paint, wide open, layup good for 2. The Red Sea parted at the end of the shot clock there as they all flew out to shooters. And no one was standing by Mac Reichen, who had an easy trip to the basket for a floater. Eng, dump inside to Benz. Tough 2-point shot is good, and a timeout from Coach Derek Roby. It'll be a full timeout. So with 2:44 left here in the fourth quarter, Knights call timeout. We'll be back after the break. Bucks lead 45-41 here at O'Gorman High School.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School with 2:44 left in the fourth quarter. It's the Yankton Bucks 45, the O'Gorman Knights 41. Knights is getting a basket by Xander Benz to make it a 4-point game. It'll be Yankton ball. Yankton's kind of pretty much had the lead throughout this ball game. Had a 3-point lead after the first quarter, a 6-point lead at halftime. It just kind of controlled the game, controlled the pace. We'll see if O'Gorman, what they can do here in this last 2:44 to try to get a comeback win.
Mac Reichen with it now. 2:35 left. He'll dribble near the top of the key. They're going to continue to wind as much clock as they can on these possessions here as we get down into the final 2 minutes of action. Drew Reichen off the dribble. He'll turn over and hand it off to Mac with 10 on the shot clock. In and out dribble into the paint. Tough 2-footed shot, no good. Rebound into the hands of Hagee, and the Knights get a big defensive stop here. Would be huge to convert on the offensive end. That's a tough cross-court pass to Gross. Into the hands of Ing. Eng was fouled there by Drew Reichen, who had Yankton's got some fouls to work with.
Yeah, that'll only be their third team foul, so they can be pretty aggressive defensively.
Mooney crosses it over to Hagee. Kick to the corner. Eng, pop and chop. 3 is good from the corner. Timeout, Coach Roby. And the Knights starting to build a little bit more momentum. Have it down to 1 point, the closest it's been since the second quarter. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll just keep it right here. This game has been controlled by Yankton the whole way, and even though it's been kind of a close score, it's just never really felt like O'Gorman's had an opportunity to climb back in it. And here we are now with 1:54 left, and the Knights have their best opportunity to get back into the game.
Yeah, they really haven't had a play where, say, they came back and took a lead for a bit or did anything that would put a lot of pressure, say, on Yankton where they would need to make a big play. They've always kind of trailed in that 4 to 10 to 6 range, and now with win 1, this is the closest they've been forever. So if they can get a stop defensively, get the ball back and a score, boy, that would put a ton of pressure on Yankton, who has barely trailed this, basically has been leading since the start of this ball game. I think the guy for Yankton, obviously, Mac Reichen, 18 points, is who they're probably going to try to go to, but expect them to bleed that clock down. And for O'Gorman, at the end of these possessions, you got to rebound the basketball. You know, if they're going to take a 30 seconds on the shot clock, you got to be able to box out too.
Absolutely. Score update from over at Sioux Falls Lincoln. The Patriots lead the Rough Riders 31-11 with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. So a 20-point lead over at Lincoln High School for the Patriots, the number 2 ranked team in in Double-A basketball. Rugby Reichen with it. They'll just try to bleed some clock here again as a backdoor cut to Mac Reichen off the window, good for 2. It's been there all night. It's still there again at the 1:45 mark. Mooney off the dribble now, crosses over, hands it off to Hagee. They'll cross Matt Eng off of a screen from Benz. They're just trying to find Matt an open shot here, and he's been guarded pretty heavily by the Bucks. Eng fires a triple. It's good from the wing. Sized up the defender and just waited to let it fly and knocks down a huge triple. And now the Knights fans on their feet trying to get a defensive stop. 1:05 left. Rugby Reichen with the basketball. It's a tie game for the first time since the first quarter. Drew Reichen off the dribble now. Up top to Oswald. Reichen into the hands of Rugby. 15 on the shot clock. 54 seconds left. Drives into the paint. Tough turnaround shot. Blocked from behind by Dannenbring. And now Drew Reichen with it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Into the corner. Rugby with it. He's going to have to get rid of it. Cross-court pass. Thrown away into the hands of Hagee. 40 seconds on the clock here. The Knights will hold, and a timeout coming from Coach Roby. Knights fans are on their feet as they haven't had a whole lot to get terribly excited about. And now with 34.2 on the clock, a tie game and the possession of the basketball.
Wow, that's a really great shot by Matt Eng on an offensive possession that really wasn't going anywhere, honestly. And he just kind of sized up Reichen, as you mentioned, Isaac, and just shot the long 3 and made it. So 2 straight threes for Matt Eng, who has 9 1/4 all on 3-point shots after being kind of held scoreless from the middle of the second quarter all the way to the start of the fourth quarter. So O'Gorman will have the ball with basically a 5-second differential between shot and game clock. So we'll see what kind of play Coach Roby will call up. Will they try to go fast? Will they try to hold the ball for a while and then go at it? Isaac probably would know that more, being on, how Coach Roby's philosophy in this situation would be.
I think you're going to try to hang on to it until about you're going to try to get a shot at the last second if you can. What they're probably going to do is they're going to look for a layup early. If they can get a layup at the basket, they'll take a layup at any time. They're going to look for a push and then try to control the clock. You don't want to shoot it with like 10 seconds on the clock, because if you do miss and Yankton corrals a rebound, then they have all of their timeouts left and have the opportunity to take a timeout, regroup, get across half court, take another timeout, whatever it is, or just push the tempo and score at the end of the game. So it's a sticky situation, but a good situation to be in if you're O'Gorman. Mooney with it. 30 seconds remain in the ball game. 24 on the shot clock. Kick to Dannenbring, up into the hands of Mooney. He'll dribble over to the wing now. Mooney into the hands of Hagee at the top of the key. He'll go off the dribble, hand off to Mooney. He was fouled from behind by Rugby Riken.
I was just going to say, Yankton has plenty of fouls to give. They can be pretty aggressive like that, and that was almost a steal by Rugby.
Now it completely changes the situation because there's no shot clock anymore, as that's a tough foul for Yankton to get after controlling much of that opportunity there. Hagee with it, 14 on the clock. 10 seconds left. Hagee dribbles over to the right side. He'll go off the dribble. He was fouled again. And now Yankton's going to use some of their fouls here. They've got 2 more to give. Excuse me, 1 more to give.
And 7.9 seconds left. O'Gorman only has 1 timeout left as well. So if you can't get the ball inbounds, call a timeout.
7.9 on the clock. Xander Benz gets ready to inbound. He'll take a timeout. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. 4th quarter, tie game, 47-all. With 7.9 on the clock, it'll be O'Gorman basketball taking it out from the side.
So what are we looking at, do you think, Isaac, for a play for O'Gorman here? 7.9, you get the ball out at the side. Not a ton of time to work with, but obviously enough, and probably, I'm guessing, looking to get Matt Ing a look.
Yeah, I think that they're going to try to maybe get Ing the ability to just get the ball off of a catch-and-shoot situation, but I would not be surprised if they try to use Ing as a decoy here, inbound the basketball, and dump it off to Xander Benz. I know that Xander was taking the ball out there. I wouldn't be terribly shocked if they try to get Ing off of the ball to the corner here and get him a corner 3 or a pass to Ing and a dump immediately inside to Xander Benz. Low on the block here. Timeout from Yankton. So, yeah, if they come out in that setup again, I would not be surprised at them trying to use Ing as either get him a quick shot or use him as a decoy. But if I'm O'Gorman here, I mean, Xander Benz has 17 points. Ing's been shooting really well here in the final stretch, but they're going to be flooding towards Ing, as quick as they can. So they're probably not going to allow an easy shot from Ing by any means. So if they can just get an opportunity here to get Xander the ball inside, I wouldn't be opposed to that in any means.
Well, if he can kind of bury his guy behind him, he can catch it basically right at the rim. You got a quick shot, or even if you get fouled, just make 1 free throw, basically.
And 7.9 seconds is an eternity in a basketball game. I mean, you've got 3, 4, you got about 3 passes that you can make before a shot here if they're efficient passes. Or you can obviously take a couple of dribbles and a pass and a shot, whatever it is. So here we are, 7.9 left, 47-all here at O'Gorman High School. Bucks, Knights. There's the inbound pass that they tried to get to Ing. And Dannenbring stepped on the line. That's a crucial turnover.
Yeah, Cody Oswald did a really good job that time. He was the guy guarding Dannenbring, but he didn't guard him because he's taking the ball out of bounds. He kind of was that second defender on the play as Matt was trying to get close to Dannenbring to get the ball, and since Dannenbring couldn't get him, he kind of leaned forward, as Isaac mentioned, just stepped over the line. So O'Gorman, that's the worst case scenario, not even be able to get the ball or get a shot off. So Yankton calls a timeout. They'll have to go full court, but like Isaac said, with the speed of Yankton, 7.9 seconds left, they should be able to get you would think, a pretty decent opportunity here offensively. Kind of guessing they'll probably try to get maybe to Rugby Riken right away, see if he can create for someone, whether it's Mac Riken, Drew Riken, someone else like that in penetration. So O'Gorman has 6 team fouls as well. So if O'Gorman fouls, that would put Yankton to the line. So always drama, Isaac, with these Yankton O'Gorman basketball games on the boys' side, it feels like.
Yeah, and it comes right down to the wire. I think that situation there, I think a lot of Yankton's coaching staff and players knew it was coming, trying to get Ing the ball in the corner, and they just waited for it and were able to take that away. And then obviously there's really no second option off of that, so they had to try to get Ing the ball and couldn't get it to him. And that's a big turnover. Can't let anybody streak down the floor here. Mac Riken, 5 on the clock. He'll go off the dribble, tries to use a screen. Gets all the way to the basket, backdoor pass. It was thrown out of bounds. Will they put time on the clock? No. And we'll head to overtime.
Well, that's a really tough pass because I don't know if Morris was 100% looking, but when you get that close, not even to get a shot up on something like that, it's tough for Yankton as well. So neither Yankton or O'Gorman get a shot at the basket in the last 8 seconds of the game. It's tied at 47. We're going to overtime. We're going to take a break. We'll come back for the start of overtime. You're listening to O'Gorman Boys Basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube page. Yankton players on the court right now. It's Michael Moores, Rugby Reichen, Mac Reichen, Drew Reichen, and Cody Oswald, the 5 starters. O'Gorman counters with their 5 starters. Benz, Hagee, Mooney, Eng, and Dannenbring. 47 apiece. 4 minutes on the clock here in overtime. So 4-minute overtime session will be getting under the way. It'll be O'Gorman basketball right now with Mooney over to Hagee.
Nice dish inside to Bennett Dannenbring. What a pretty pass that was.
Matt Ing with the assist that time as he came off the curl. 2 guys came to him, and he found the wide open Dannenbring for the layup.
So Knights lead by 2, their first lead since the first quarter of action here at O'Gorman High School. Oswald flips it into the hands of Rugby Reichen. Dump into the hands of Moores. He'll back down. Dannenbring wrap around. Hook shot no good. And a rebound by Xander Benz.
Really, really good look by Moores. Just missed it.
Eng with it down in the corner now. Comes off of a Dannenbring screen. Dump inside of Dannenbring. Ooh, wraparound pass into the hands of Benz was thrown away. I thought that Benz was just pulled to the ground.
Dannenbring laid a heck of a screen out and just knocked Mac Reichen out of the way. And then there's a crazy end to the play, as Isaac mentioned as well. A lot going on in that possession.
Yeah, Dannenbring tried to fire a pass, and it looked like that Benz had just been basically bear hugged from behind and pulled to the ground. And ball was then thrown out of bounds that was intended for Benz. Incomplete pass from Dannenbring. Dump inside, Oswald. Tough shot. Blocked. They're going to call a foul on Benz. So Oswald will step up to the line for 2 free throws.
And that's Xander's 3rd foul.
Oswald can't hit on the first. Second free throw for Oswald is true. And a timeout here from Yankton. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Yankton really, in the last about 4 or 5 minutes, struggling offensively here. And I think part of it is just tired legs from the night before. Another part is playing that slow down offense where you take up so much time. It's great if you can finish those possessions with baskets. They just haven't been able to here at the end of regulation into overtime. And I think that timeout by Chris Haynes is just to give them a breather right now.
Yeah, try to settle in a little bit. They've given up a couple of tough possessions here.
If I'm O'Gorman, I like to try maybe go into use Ing maybe this possession as a decoy and try to get down low to Xander Benz. I think that you're going to have so much attention to Matt. I think that can open up things even more for Xander down below.
So 2:42 on the clock here. It'll be Hagee with it. Over on the wing, gets it into the hands of Eng. Dump inside to Benz. Benz, turnaround, off the window, rolls around and out, no good.
So both teams have missed bunnies. That time Benz, and the previous possession by Morris for Yankton.
Riken will come off of a screen, flips it to the corner. Rugby off the dribble into the paint. Spin move, flips it into the hands of Moores. Moores off the window, good for 2. Eng flips it off to Hagee. He'll slow it down and fling a pass over into the hands of Mooney. Eng into the paint. Tough turnaround shot off the glass. No good. Off the rim, excuse me, but he was fouled and will head to the free throw line.
I think they're going to get Drew Riken for the reach in that time. Don't see that often. Matt missing the first free throw.
So the Knights still trail by 1 with 1:49 left. Eng will have a second free throw here. Spin of the ball, free throw, good. Tie game at 50 here in overtime. Low scoring affair at O'Gorman High School between the Bucks and the Knights. Riken hands off to Rugby. He'll dribble into the hoop. His shot was blocked. They're going to call a foul on Dannenbring. That'll send Rugby Riken to the free throw line where he only has 2 points on the night. So one of Yankton's premier scorers, only with 2 points on the afternoon. He'll have a chance to increase to that total and add to a Yankton lead here as he knocks down the first free throw. Riken's second free throw on the way. This one is up and no good. Rebound by Xander Benz. If I'm O'Gorman, I'd try to push the tempo a little bit here. Don't take too much clock and put yourself in a tough situation. Try to get a basket. Mooney with it. And Mooney was actually fouled there by Drew Riken, and now Mooney's going to go to the free throw line.
And that's where some of those fouls at the end of the game, Isaac, those 2 that they committed, comes into play here. And you have the 17 fouls and a 1-and-1 here for Radley.
Free throw is good. Second free throw for Mooney. That one is good as well. So the Knights take a lead. 52-51, 1:18 left on the clock. Mac Riken dribbles over to the sideline. And they'll take a timeout. Nearly probably could have almost had a double dribble there. So he was anticipating the timeout earlier than when it was called. So 1:12 left here in the fourth quarter. 52-51 Knights lead. So if you're O'Gorman here, I would try to take away the drive to the basket, make Yankton come out and shoot the ball and put it into the basket from the perimeter rather than allow a backdoor cut, if you will, once again. I'd be almost expecting that to be coming here.
Yeah, absolutely. You always got to be wary of that as an initial defender and as like a Xander Benz protecting the paint too. Got to be for sure aware of that. Knights with a 1-point lead, 1:12 left here in overtime at O'Gorman High School. Knights came back at the end of regulation, tied it. Both teams had opportunities in the last 8 seconds to win it. Neither did. Now that's where we're here. O'Gorman leading by 1.
Moores, there's the back door, and Eng was ready for it. Into the hands of Benz. He had it stripped out of his hands, and that's a bad turnover for the Knights. Not sure why you're trying to push the tempo with your 6'7" center down the floor. There's a backdoor that everybody was fooled on, and Moores missed the layup. Now the Knights can slow it down here with Ing. 10-second difference between shot and game clock. 25 on the shot clock, 35 on the game clock. Hagee is fouled by Reichen, and that'll actually send Hagee to the line for a 1-and-1.
Or if that's like a scouting report foul, because they didn't really have to do that.
Hagee has yet to step up to the line this season for the Knights. His free throw is no good. 30 seconds on the clock. Rugby Reichen with the basketball. Knights lead by 1. 25 on the clock now. It looks like Yankton's just going to hold for a final shot here. They're either going to win it or go home empty-handed. Reichen off the dribble now. He's pushing the pace a little bit. Gets into the basket. They're going to say no shot, but there was a foul on the floor. So it'll actually be a 1-and-1 opportunity now for Rugby Reichen.
And that'll be 4 fouls on Mooney. Big free throws here, Isaac. Big, big, big.
So Reichen steps up to the line for a 1-and-1. Bucks trail by 1. Free throw, good. So Reichen, cooler than the other side of the pillow, knocks down the first free throw.
There you go, Stuart Scott reference. Love it. Box out if you're O'Gorman.
Reichen's second free throw well off of the mark, and Dannenbring will actually have the basketball. He's going to push the tempo, and a timeout called by O'Gorman as it'll be 8.3 on the clock, and they'll have the basketball here. Don't have another situation where they can't get the ball in bounds.
I don't know if O'Gorman might have thought they had less time than they really did there or something. They were really trying to get the ball up the court fast and almost turned it over again. Thankfully, Coach Roby, who's been doing this for a while, called a timeout, and will actually be able to get them set up for a play here with about the same situation time-wise as we saw at the end of regulation. It was 7.9 then, where O'Gorman had Danbury taking the ball out of bounds, and he stepped over the line. So for O'Gorman, we'll see what Coach Roby can draw up. Yankton now in the penalty with 18 fouls as well, so they can't be as aggressive as they were either at the end of regulation. Reichen made 1 out of 2. He's had 2 chances here in overtime on free throws, and he split them both sets. He's 2 for 4. So a big second miss for him, which could have gave Yankton the lead.
So 8.3 on the clock. Be interested to see what O'Gorman's philosophy is coming out of the timeout here. They turned it over the last time that they tried to run the rub-off screen to the corner to Ing. Looks like they're going to come out in a little bit of a different set this time. We'll see if it's an Alex Roby draw-up special here, as he was the man with the pen in the middle. Mooney over to Hagee. Double screen coming up for Ing. He lost control of the ball. Spinning and it's stripped. 1 second. Reichen at the buzzer. It's good! Oh my goodness!
Wow. Holy cow.
What a shot. Rugby Reichen. It looked good, and it was good. Holy moly.
Stole the ball as Matt Ing had it with about 2 seconds left and trapped, picked it up, and it's had to heave it right in front of half court and banked it in. Wow. Unbelievable turn of events there at O'Gorman High School. Tough way to lose it for O'Gorman. We'll take a break and we'll come back and do a final wrap-up. Final score in overtime, it's Yankton 55, O'Gorman 52. Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. Wow, what a crazy ending here at O'Gorman. Knights will go back a little bit, and we're trailing pretty much throughout this ball game, trailing by 6 at halftime. Just a low-scoring game throughout. They were down by as many as 8 to 9 in the fourth quarter. Matt Ing hit a couple threes. Knights were able to get close enough and tie the ball game up, actually. And with about 8 seconds left in regulation, O'Gorman had a chance to go for the win. Dannenberg stepped over the inbounds line. Yankton got the ball. They had a chance to win, went coast to coast, and Max Reichen's pass went out of bounds, and that's how the regulation ended. Overtime started. There was some back and forth. Both teams missed a couple easy shots, and then Yankton had a chance with about 9 seconds left with Rugby Reichen go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. He made the first to tie it. He missed the second. O'Gorman then had a chance to come and win the game, call a timeout, 8 seconds left. Similar situation. Matt Ing got trapped at the top of the three-point line by Mac Reichen and Rugby Reichen. Rugby stole the ball from him about 2 seconds left. He dribbled just in front of the half-court line at the buzzer, shot a three, and banked it in. And that's how the game ended at 55-52. Isaac, you've been around basketball for a while. Have you ever quite seen an ending like that?
That was a ridiculous shot there from Rugby Reichen, who had struggled throughout the entire game to get his shot to fall. And then he gets the biggest shot of the game to fall from half court, and that was twice that the Knights basically lost themselves the game with the basketball in the half court. Both times, end of regulation, end of overtime, with the basketball, with a timeout out of the whistle. And both times ended with a turnover, and the last one a half-court shot. I mean, what an incredible basketball game here at O'Gorman High School, and what a remarkable shot by Rugby Reichen. That's one of those shots where there's nothing on the line there. You're just trying to win it. You have the confidence. You're floating into it all the moment. You're not on the side. You're not from the other angle. He was straight on. Just a nice, easy float, not easy, but float shot right into the middle of half court and sinks it at the buzzer. And
that has to really hurt for O'Gorman, because both of those possessions you mentioned, Isaac, at the end of regulation, end of overtime, with the ball, and neither one of them they had a chance, even got a shot up. You know, a turnover on the first one and turnover on the second one as well. So a game that they had came all the way back. Didn't really play a great first half, obviously. Yankton kind of was the more team with more aggressive, better energy, got them on a lot of back cuts. O'Gorman was able to kind of hang in there and then got all the way back to tie it up, and then just kind of lost it there at the end of that incredible shot that time by Reichen. So, you know, it's just a tough way to lose a basketball game, but got to give kudos to our visitors from Yankton. Isaac, they're playing on back-to-back. Against Watertown they played last night. O'Gorman, as a team, just kind of got to regroup now, because you're going to have a busy week next week. Tuesday night, Aberdeen Central here. Then you have Sioux Falls Lincoln Friday night here, and then Roosevelt on Saturday. But a tough one to lose for sure.
Yeah, definitely a tough one to lose. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow, as I think that you're going to be frustrated for multiple reasons after a game like that. And just the way that it ended at home, you know, you were down the whole game, finally took a lead in the fourth quarter and then in overtime, and it comes down to that shot, which SportsCenter top 10 nominee right there, game winner from half court after a steal. That was big-time stuff from Rugby Reichen and the Yankton Bucks.
Well, this kind of rivalry for boys basketball between Yankton and Gorman, kind of going back to when Matthew Morris was a freshman all the way to now. I feel like every year we've played Yankton since about 2016, 2017 boys, it's came down to a final shot, final possession, a 3-5-point game, and a low scoring. They all been about the similar story in the 40s, low 50s, and obviously O'Gorman had the big one in the 2019 state tournament, the Luke Ronsick one, and now they got a bit of their own medicine about 4 years later with a buzzer beater by Reichen. Just a couple good things, to come out of this game for O'Gorman. I think, Xander Benz, the big guy, 17 points. I think we got to try to maybe even got him the ball more at points in the ball game, but he had a strong effort down low against an undersized Yankton team. And, I thought Bennett Dannenberg at times had a really good game, especially in the third quarter where he had a three and a couple assists as well. But O'Gorman offensively just needs, I think, more guys to kind of step up as well. Because Matt's going to get so much attention. He had a really quiet game to the fourth quarter where he had 9 of his 14 there, but just tough.
Yeah, there's not much else to say other than tough, if you will. I mean, what a ball game, what a stretch of basketball we saw in the last few minutes played. But like you said, yeah, I would have liked to see some more aggressiveness get into the basket with Xander Benz again. And like you said, Dannenbrink played a good game offensively and defensively, played really well. There was just some low spells of no baskets early in that first half and turnovers and missed opportunities on the offensive end that ends up doing the Knights, dealing them their fifth loss of the year. Their fifth loss of the year.
Yeah,
as they dropped to
3-5. Yeah, 3-5. Yankton moves to 4-1. Hopefully next week we'll get Gavin Muirhead back. That was another story of the game. He didn't play today, and a terrific season for him so far. The USF commit, both on defense, on offense, and scoring. He's about 10 points, 8 rebounds a game. So hopefully you can see the big guy next week. But congrats to the visitors from Yankton on the boys winning, and also congrats to the O'Gorman girls. That was our first game, which seems like that was about 5 hours ago, as they beat Yankton pretty easily here at O'Gorman High School. Kent Colesrud got his 400th career win as O'Gorman's head coach. So congratulations to Mr. Colesrud on a great accomplishment for him as well today. So final thoughts, Isaac.
Well, it's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks of basketball for both the boys and girls as both teams look to kind of build some momentum into that middle stretch of the season, usually the toughest stretch of the season where games start to come at a high volume in a short amount of time, and it's going to be interesting to see how both of those teams respond, and we're looking forward to some competitive basketball over the next couple of weeks. So from O'Gorman High School, Brett, I better give you a last word here.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, that would be appropriate.
Oh yeah, thank you, Isaac. Well, it was a fun doubleheader today. We had a record, Coach Colesrud. We also had a buzzer beater here in the boys' game. Busy week coming up for us next week. I'll say what we got going on. So Tuesday night we'll be here for the boys against Aberdeen Central. Then Thursday night we'll be here for the girls against Sioux Falls Lincoln. Friday night here for the boys against Lincoln. And so we have 3 games next week as well. So we'll look forward to seeing you guys all back here on Tuesday night. For Isaac Struck, I'm Brett Byler. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Tuesday night.